Okay, SoMee AMA, January 23rd, 2023. Christopher Kramer, CEO in here. I like to do these things here just because I want to have knowledge, just like I said before I started recording. If anybody wants to DM me after, I try to learn as most as I can because I don't sleep. So if anybody needs help, I just want to know everything myself. So I'll start off with a couple questions. I've been using the web version here as SoMee, as I've been telling people in DMs. I like this platform because even if I wasn't even trying to make money, you can see people are posting breakfast pictures and making like 15 bucks. I mean, it's pretty crazy if you think about it, taking a picture of your breakfast and making 15 bucks compared to TikTok, Twitter. Even Big Duke's got over 1 million subscribers, and he cannot. I think he's at 1.1 million now. He cannot live off of. He has to work a job. So let's put it that way. So people are not making, even with 1 million+ subscribers, what people think they are in the social media. So I'm just trying to get the point across one by one in DMs to people that, hey, if you own a crypto project, you should have a page set up. So getting to that, I guess my first question would be, at least to Christopher, is because this is his program. Is there a different process to set up a personal account as opposed to a page? And do you need a personal account to create like a page? So right now I'm crypto. I just made my name CryptoKingdom78 because that's what everybody calls me anyway. Because we got the same name. My name's Chris. That people that know me. But most people just call me CK or whatever because that's what I go by with all the crypto stuff I do. So I'm just wondering, as like compared to Facebook, Facebook pretty much, if you want to do it somewhat properly, you kind of create those secondary pages off your named page, like your Christopher Kramer page would then create a SoMee page. So I'm just trying to figure out if I make a separate page for my two crypto projects, am I making that page from being logged in already as CryptoKingdom78, or do I make that in general from the scratch, basically all over again?
Yeah, good question. It's basically the same process. It's under your personal profile, and you just, when you're logged in, you just go to the either pages or the group section, whichever one you want to create, and then just click create, and it puts it under your existing profile.
Okay, so I'm logged in right now. I'm on the page where, let me just see here. I've got the CryptoKingdom78 on the top left with messages, settings, referral center, and then under favorites has the news feed, resources, saved posts. I just want to know exactly where to go. And then of course, explore says packages, people, pages. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, so down below that, there's the pages or groups. And so
Yeah,
if
I
you
see
want
that.
to create a page or a group, just
Okay.
click one or the other.
What would you suggest for a crypto project? Or what features differences would there be between, like, with Name and I, he's into crypto too, and we have many groups together.
I would say a group, just because on the
Okay.
group side, you can actually, it's more than just a page that somebody can follow that's separate from your personal self. That's like your brand, but it's more of like a group that people can join. And you can set some rules in there, like, is it a private group, or is it, is it a public group? And we're actually going to be also, I think, adding some features to where, when we have people create these pages in the future, where they'll spend some SME, and it maybe spend and burn SME in order to create a page in the future, because there is monetization, and we've had people create like private groups, and they're just, in there together, upvoting themselves the whole time, one after the other. And, you'll always have like fraudsters or people who are just trying to like game the system. But I just using it is, if you just use it like it's meant to be, it's great, right? So, but yeah, the groups for sure are probably the way to go for a project where you can set a few rules, have people join, have discussion in there, like you would on a group on other platforms.
So you having to buy a package as well for the group? Does the package, work the same as a normal personal
Yeah,
page? Or?
yeah. Right now, it all goes under so it's all attached under your actual profile. So if you already powered up on your personal profile and you create a group, it's going to be the same result there when you're posting content, when you're liking content. It's taking all that into account just from your personal profile. Again, in the future, we could definitely separate it, but right now it's just kind of all in one, so that your package that you have overflows to not only your personal profile page, but also any of your groups or pages.
Okay, sounds good. So I'll fool around with that later. And then I guess what happens is after people are buying their packages and then they start hooking up to the Hive and then making money with that little dollar sign to the bottom left of each post, you would then go to the wallet then to collect. Like I've never really got into the collection part yet. I guess there was going to be a wallet connect at some point, was there, to collect your earnings, or how did that work?
Yeah, I don't know if I guess on this AMA I can't necessarily share my
Yeah.
screen. I don't think.
Okay,
Like
I'm looking at mine. I mean, basically for anybody that's logged into SoMee, it's basically the I know I should be on a laptop, then I could at least share mine, but I was running late as usual. But everybody can log in that's got a SoMee account, basically go under advertising wallet, I guess that would be, because it's an advertising that you're doing with your post. And then what, for example, when I click oh, there you are. Yeah. So when I click mine, everybody's going to see that it's going to say in blue, it says $31.85 wallet credits. And then in orange, it says 31.19. I guess it says 63,301 SME tokens. That would be, I guess.
yeah, and if you look up top where there's like the right underneath the SoMe logo, where it says wallet payments and earnings, if you
Yeah.
click the earnings tab,
All
that'll
right.
actually take you into an earnings dashboard. That's where all of the posts that you've earned from either liking posts or posting content, it just shows up there. It has a link to each post that's on the blockchain so that you can see the transparency of where what happened on the blockchain. So curation rewards are obviously when you like another post or when you react to it, you're earning from that according to your voting power. And then the author rewards obviously is whenever you post content as an author, you're making earnings from that.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, actually. I mean, mine says $41.86. I mean, it's probably nothing compared to a lot of people on there, but I mean, I've only put up, less than 10 posts. You know what I mean? I mean, if I put up 10 posts on Twitter, I'm getting a lot of, Twitter action, but I'm not getting anything from it other than I'm bringing attention to the projects that I'm promoting. But Twitter's not paying anybody anything, as far as I know.
Well, it's nice to be able to monetize, like auto monetize. So like as you're posting anyway, you're earning in a token that quite frankly is sub 1 penny right now. So when you get paid, $20 or $50 or whatever it is, you're earning a pretty nice chunk of the daily reward pool. But as this thing grows, because we're only scratching the surface right now, we had like 20.8 million login sessions in the last 30 days. And that was from around 70,000+ monthly active users. And people are glued to this app. So they're logging in like on average 8.6 times per day and spending almost 9 minutes per session. So almost an hour a day per person right now. And it's still super small. So when you're earning those tokens early on, and if you're just powering them up in your wallet, because you can, again, go to the wallet tab and you can click power up SME, and any of your earnings right now, you can continue to put it back into voting power so that you're increasing the amount of passive income that you can earn when you're active on this network. But as that continues to grow, and as our token gets more interest, hopefully, that would be I think a bigger win in the future, because hopefully if this goes up to 5 cents, 10 cents, a buck, then you're happy that you actually got in early. So you're benefiting from being an early adopter of the platform.
Yeah, it's like buying the stable tokens to me when the market's down. I mean, that's all I did when the market was red, was I picked up all the ones where at least I know I could sleep at night and wake up, they're there the next day. So, I mean, if you're collecting 41 bucks right now in SoMe, what's that going to be worth a year down the road with 1 million, 2 million, 5 million users? It's going to be worth 10x that.
Yeah,
as
I
far
mean,
as
we would hope, we want it to obviously grow with the interest. And what we do is we obviously sell the packages that are the Power Boost packages, and we put a percentage of those sales back into the token, so that we'll start to hit pretty soon, where we release this token, the bonded token on Uniswap, and then we're gonna plug it with liquidity so that people can swap the SME for that and swap on Uniswap into like Ethereum or whatever token they want, and that way it gives them the flexibility to use the DeFi kind of app there for like Uniswap, and then people can send it off to an exchange where they can do whatever, turn it into the fiat of choice. So that's the plan, is that we want to get, we really just kind of relaunched after rebuilding the app, rebuilding the framework, making sure it was scalable, because in 2021 we had too much traffic and we broke the blockchain that we were using at the time. And then we ended up rebuilding everything and relaunching. So now we're getting traction again, and people are really enjoying the app. And we just want to take it to the next level where, we did this deal with Gem. You can look up, Gem SoMee and read about it in the press release. But, they've committed 50 million into the token. So once the liquidity starts hitting, it should do quite well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm sorry
Yep.
I'm sorry to jump in right here, but since we're on the topic, and I'm not sure if you mentioned this or not, I had to kind of step away just for a second, but do you earn SoMee or do you earn a dollar amount when you generate rewards?
Yeah, so when we pivoted to the blockchain that we're using, Hive, we ended up launching the SME, or the social media engagement token. And so SME became our primary mechanism for rewarding people at the post level. So as you see the dollar amount accumulate at the post level, and you see that paid out in your earnings in your wallet, it's all attached to the token. And so basically we're giving you the number of tokens according to that dollar amount that you earned, and attaching it to, an estimated dollar amount according to the current price of the token. So obviously there's only a certain amount that's given out per day via smart contract, so that there's a daily rewards pool. So as the network grows, ideally what will happen is less and less of the tokens will be given out. And as the price of the token goes up, obviously, you would then have like fractions of a token on a post versus what you're earning now, which could be like, you could earn like 1,000 or a couple thousand or 10,000 tokens on a single post, because it's just so cheap.
Yeah, exactly. And then that was, I guess, the reason why I was asking is, because if it's the other way around, or like if it wasn't, a dollar amount or whatever, then you would run into all sorts of troubles, especially when or as the network keeps growing. But I'm glad you guys did it this way. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was something we did purposely. And also, just to let you know, when we delegate the power for the package sales, it actually locks the token in the company wallet. We had to do that for compliance purposes, because technically if we actually sent a token to somebody, then we would be violating the kind of regulatory landscape. So how we got around it is that we lock the token in the Oracle. We delegate the power that it represents, that enables each person to accelerate their earnings of the token for their individual efforts of liking posts and posting content. That way it keeps it super clean. We never control the private keys. You guys launch a blockchain account, you connect it to our DApp, and then we never have control of the earnings. So from a compliance standpoint, it keeps us like really in the clear. But it also creates like premium tokenomics, because now we can actually take 30 to 70% of those proceeds and buy back the token. And, really there's no tokens ever really going out into the circulation when the packages are sold. It's only happens when people are earning it or posting content or liking content. So it's an interesting model.
Yeah. And one more question, like as far as monetization goes, I'm assuming that the majority of it is going to be generated revenue.
Well, right now, we sell the Power Boost packages, which allows somebody to get, among a number of different perks per package, they're getting a certain dollar amount of delegated Hive power and delegated SME, which what happens is it allows you to post on the blockchain more often. Technically, you can post every 5 minutes to the blockchain. Hive limits it because they don't want people abusing the monetization system, and they want to protect the integrity of the blockchain. But if you have enough delegation of power, it's going to give you the ability to post every 5 minutes technically, and now you can monetize more often. And also, if you're not a big influencer and you're powered up on this network, and I go to Crypto Kingdom, who's a bigger influencer than I am, and I'm liking his post, and he's got a ton of other people that are liking his post now. That enables me to tap into and bootstrap off of his popularity, and I can bootstrap my earnings off of his popularity. And that's how the voting power works on the network. Because if you're powered up, basically, if he's getting tons of people that are liking his post because he's popular, and I'm one of them, but I'm powered up more than anybody else, at the end of the week, if he got $500 earned on that post, $250 goes to Crypto Kingdom. The other $250 goes to everybody who liked the post, and the algorithm looks at them according to their voting power. And so if you have the highest voting power, you might get 150 of it, and then the other 100 might be split to all the rest of the people that like the post, for example. So it kind of incentivizes people in that aspect. And then that's where the revenue comes from, though, just to answer your question, is that people buying the Power Boost packages, that's one revenue stream. Once we scale to close to 3 to 5 million users, we're going to release the AdShare marketplace, which allows another revenue stream for the users of the platform, and basically allows the brands to market or target like they normally would. But then if they select this option called G Boost or Global Boost, it takes a snapshot of their campaign, where it puts it inside of a campaign gallery where their target audience can now target them back and participate and choose to share data points if they want to, and monetize it. And the platform just takes a cut. So it's another revenue stream that we then, again, put percentage back into buying back the tokens, so that, constantly there's liquidity or more volume being added from the company. So versus like most projects that are trying to dump their tokens on their community because they need money, we kind of configured it, differently in this aspect, to where, those revenue streams that are coming in. So we will have a tremendous amount of ad revenue. We have it all kind of specced out in a document that gives us the projections of according to how many we think will be here, and how many we're talking to, of course, and getting ready. And then, and then the number of packages sold. We have projections like, when Skrill shares, and I'm not sure when they're going to share yet, but we did a partnership with Skrill, and they have 70 million wallet holders. And so when they share about SoMee to their user base, we expect to grow just from that one partner several 100,000 users, if not like 1 million users overnight. But we don't think that all those users are going to buy packages. We think that maybe anywhere from 1% to 2% would buy packages. But that's still, a pretty nice, start to the party in terms of, scaling users, and then also, generating Power Boost package revenue that then goes back into the liquidity of the token. So those are just two of the revenue streams, and we have other ones like in the next 30 days, we're going to be adding to the post level NFTs. And the NFTs, you'll be able to just basically choose if you want that post that you posted to become an NFT, and it'll show on a special folder on your profile that gives your audience the capability of actually, buying the NFT from you. And that'll be another revenue stream where the platform takes like a 2% cut of the sale. So, we just made it a standard 2%. That's another revenue stream that will obviously help us, provide liquidity and different things, and propel the company forward. And then we have another feature coming after that inside of the groups and pages that are paywalls. So kind of like you would see on other premium content gated sites. We're adding that feature for the creators to put premium content. So if you can think of like an OnlyFans, like basically, where they have premium content creators that's behind gated content. But the benefit is that all their content now that they posted outside the content wall is monetized with crypto. And then anything inside the content wall, they can connect their Stripe or PayPal, and it's still monetized just with fiat. So that's another revenue stream that we'll take a cut of. So yeah, I mean, we have a marketplace. We have kind of like a lot of different things that are already done and built. It's just that we haven't released them yet.
Have you thought of offering tipping and things of that sort?
Yeah, I mean, we can add the tipping.
For instance, let's say Kingdom is a crypto influencer, right? And let's say, he shared something about SoMee, whatever, right? And it did or performed really well or whatever. I want to, send him a tip or something. I mean, and then the platform could charge a percentage of it, or something of that sort, or somebody created some content that was tip worthy, or something like that.
Well, the
I'm just
beautiful
wondering if
thing
you've
about
thought of anything like that.
Yeah, no, we have. I mean, the beautiful thing about just the basic auto monetize feature is that it's not a tipping system, so you don't have to take money out of your own pocket to compensate somebody, because in essence, if you're powered up on this network, that's what makes it so fair, is that, and that's what I think people like it, is that if you're powered up even moderately on this network and you like somebody's posts, in essence, you're calling attention to their post for the daily reward pool. And so you've inadvertently tipped them, except you just didn't have to take money out of your pocket. And as a matter of fact, you were compensated for participating in that interaction because you liked the post. It's called a curation reward, and it shows up in your wallet as a curation reward. But with that said, it's not like we can't add an extra tipping system, or, once we have the live stream going at full speed, it's not like we can't add all of those emojis or different, things that can be added at the post level, kind of like TikTok does, where you can just buy the gold coins, and then you can, depending on which action or interaction you want to send during a live stream. And that's a lot of fun. Like I was on a live stream last night with Harry Mack, and that was like one of his first ones. And it was fun. People were going nuts, and he was having a lot of fun because of those interactions. So we want that same type of like fun element to SoMee. We want to capitalize on that. And then, but I don't know how those, I imagine the users on that app are, when people are spending their gold coins on some type of action like that, I imagine there might be some type of benefit for the creator. I don't know. I have no idea. But aside from that, to answer your question, yeah, we can definitely, I think we have it in the roadmap to add something like that. So it gives some flexibility for somebody. Like if they're not powered up, maybe they just want a tip. Maybe they do want to just give somebody a straight up tip, and that's fine too.
Yeah. Very good. Another thing I guess just to kind of consider would be an escrow service, like because since you already are a social media platform, let's say like I'm an NFT artist and I show my art on your platform and somebody wants to hire me to, create an NFT collection for them or something of the sorts, right? And so what you could provide would be like an escrow service where, because there's too many people getting, scammed and all sorts of stuff in the space. So that would sort of even solve a problem while generating revenue for you as well. Like if you were to provide sort of like a escrow service where you hold, the money until the work is complete or something of that sort.
Yeah, I know. I know we have like this marketplace. I don't know if we hold something, but it's when we release that, that will allow the sales of the items to go through. And I think people just have to connect their Stripe account. But that's interesting. Yeah, like an escrow type kind of service that protects the people who want to sell NFTs or interact in that way. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. It's something that we can definitely put on our roadmap. And any features that you guys want to recommend or that you want to ask for, or any improvements. We have a dev site, devs.somee.social, I believe it is, or it's devs.someesocial.com, one or the other, or both. Let me actually pull it up. Sometimes, yeah, devs.somee.social. And so you guys can go look at, we have project announcements. There's a roadmap, and then there's a thing up top called feature requests. And so it's cool because we get a lot of inputs of people voting for different features and asking for different things. And then we get people that are, giving us bug reports and different things that it goes right into our development software that we use, that we've tied into our roadmap. So you can kind of see exactly where we're at and what we're developing currently. So yeah, feel welcome to use that.
Yeah. One more question, and I think that's going to be it for me. Sorry for hogging the mic too much here, Kingdom. What are you guys doing, or how do you plan on keeping up with like the different bots and that sort of thing that people could try and create in order to hijack the earnings or that sort of thing? Inside of your platform, how do you
it's
plan on
already
protecting?
Yeah, I mean, it's already protected by a Hive because not only do they have a Hive watchers on that chain that already watches for those types of things, protects against it, but they also make it in a way to where it makes it very difficult to bot the blockchain. So people can send bots to SoMee, and they have, and we've actually banned, I think, 20,000 of them on our network. So we have some type of detection and method to detect and squash those. They're always sophisticated. There's these people sending bots, or I don't know why in the hell they've put so much effort and money and probably time into creating this when they could probably 10x their income if they just did something legit, right? But anyway, we definitely have like our own methods. But as far as like Hive itself, as far as a layer 1 blockchain, it's already well protected against the bots, and that's why they make there's a bit of that friction to try to get your account initially. You either have to pay for a blockchain account if you want it immediately, or you have to be willing to wait 24 hours when you go through the process of getting the blockchain. And even when you do get an initial blockchain account, it's very limited on the posting because there's only so much resource credits that come with the blockchain account. Very little. So you're going to be posting like maybe once a day to the blockchain, and the bot's not going to, it might continue to try and it might get lucky, but I just don't see. I think that the Hive watchers are onto it when they see bot activity, and they have a capability of preventing those things. So there's a lot of safeguards already in place that really protect the integrity of the system.
That's very good to hear, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I'm sure
Sure.
Crypto Kingdom probably has some more questions for you, and then afterwards, if there's still time, if we can circle back around, maybe I'll ask a couple of more.
Yeah, for sure. No, I appreciate the questions.
I'm just trying to learn the whole website, because then when people DM me, I can walk them through, because I don't mind doing it actually. So I might as well learn as much as I can in this life.
Yeah, I will tell you that we have it's called SoMee University, and the team is working on it right now. And we have a group of content creators that are like community members that are like in this special group that we have that participate in this. And I won't mention who it is now, but they're creating an awesome series. And these are just like a series of like short clips, like 1 to 2 minutes each, or even less, like 30 seconds, that you can just watch to learn the entire site. So that will be done, I would say, like in the next week or two, and then we'll have this full kind of SoMee University series that you'll be able to point people to as well.
Yeah, that'd be good. I did watch the one Dallas sent, the 29th of November webinar.
Oh yeah,
It was an introduction, I think, and now I've kind of learned everything except for like in the earnings tab, for example, right now in red on that earnings dashboard, sorry, $41.86 USD total earnings. And then I noticed it's even kind of like YouTube, where you can actually see what you earn when you scroll down per post, which is pretty cool. But I'm confused about where it says paid out on January 18th, 21st, and then it gives you like 46.129. Is that like going on like SME? Is that going on to like a chain or something? Like when it says paid out to where exactly? Like the chain or?
yeah. So it's on chain. So it's basically inside of your SME. So inside of your earnings for the blockchain account. So when you created your blockchain account and you connected it to our DApp, the SoMee DApp, you basically went into the settings area, you clicked blockchain, you put your username in there, you authorize the blockchain to connect to our DApp, and it was all good. So you control your private keys, you control your blockchain account. And what I actually really liked to do is I downloaded the Hive keychain for the Chrome browser, and if you actually download that, it's like, if you think of MetaMask, or if you've used MetaMask, it's exactly like MetaMask but for Hive. And if you haven't downloaded it, I would recommend downloading the Hive keychain. Just Google it, and it'll take you into the actual download for the browser, and that's very convenient. But it does, and then that way, that's whenever I want to like interact with Hive, or I go to Tribal Dex, where our tokens been created and listed on, then you can interact with the chain. You can log in. You can it just makes it super easy, like you would do with MetaMask.
So the end result is we're going to wallet connect to grab these tokens and put them into like our MetaMask or Trust Wallet. Is that what we're trying to do in the end result, or?
Yeah, the end result is we've already created a like a bonded token, and we bonded. It's I think it's I can't remember the exact name of it. I'll have to ask our administrator. We created it, but we minted it, and it basically, when the end result is that you'll be able to swap pretty soon from these tokens. You'll be able to just swap into that bonded token that will be live on Uniswap. And it's a mint burn, so it's basically, there's no supply to that one. It just, you send in your SME, and it mints those so that you can just trade them with ETH, and it pairs them with ETH on Uniswap. And, you know, what we want to do is just get that party started and basically add that. So we're getting ready to add that on Uniswap to put the liquidity in, and then you all can just, swap into that, and we'll give you the instructions on how to do it. It's shouldn't be too difficult. Should be pretty easy. Once we launch the mechanism, we'll have a pretty straightforward process, and then it's basically from there. You just, if you want to just cash out or cash out your earnings, it's just a matter of doing it on a decentralized DEX. That way, we have we don't want to have any control or mechanism ourselves, so that way it just keeps us out of the mix as much as possible.
Okay, and then on the SoMee website, the SoMee.social website, when you're in the earnings tab, was that where it says total earnings 4186, and then you're dividing that by 2, the red number?
No, that's what you've earned total.
Oh, that's with the, so it's really like 82 gross, but that is the 50%. Basically,
yeah. Once it hits your wallet, those are the earnings that you've actually.
So those are like the hard earnings, like 50% earnings. Those are like the net, basically.
Yep. Yeah, those are the net earnings.
Okay, and then is there a way in this dashboard, like other than just scrolling down? There's no, you kind of just figure out how many tokens you have based on the posts, or if you go the other way.
Yeah, if you go into the wallet tab, so now you go up to the top again and you click the wallet tab. You can actually see how many on the left balances. You can see how many SME you have, and you can see how much.
My mistake.
So it gives you the balance and then the kind of the dollar total there. And as you earn these tokens, by the way, if you look over to the right where it says Manage Blockchain Actions, you can actually click the Power Up SME or Power Down. And what happens is when you power those up, it increases your voting power. So that's kind of a method, just for your information, without buying a Power Boost package.
It's like upgrading your package basically without buying an upgraded package, sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got that part kind of early. I figured that out, and then I've done. I mean, to be honest with everybody on here, I mean, I worked out the numbers with Big Duke. I mean, he gets videos with 9 million views, like on TikTok and YouTube. Like he's had ones really take off. Like I've had a couple hit, crypto is a little bit different than comedy. It's not as many people on there for crypto, but I mean, I've had a few with 700,000-800,000 views. I mean, but if you mathematically take what I made on YouTube and put it onto SoMee, like the same video, if I got the same results when SoMee has the users, we're talking about. People don't realize, like I'm trying to tell people every day, I said, you don't understand, like this is paying probably 200x what YouTube would pay me, maybe more. It's not even close, to be honest.
It's big. We actually put a calculator on the new front page. So if you're logged out, what's that?
It's not even close. Like it's not, I started thinking I was doing the math wrong because, whatever I get on YouTube, millions, like for 1 million hits on YouTube, compared to 1 million hits on you, it's like 100x minimum difference. Like the
and people ask like, how can you do that? But the beautiful thing is that all our job is to not control the system. There's no manipulation. It's all done by smart contract, and so we don't have control. There's thousands of nodes on Hive. It's already decentralized. And on top of it, when we just bond the token, our job is to continually be building that liquidity pool on Uniswap so that when you all want to cash out, and when you decide it's time to cash in on some of your earnings, you can cash out and then you can swap to ETH. Now, ETH, there's anywhere from 5 to 40 billion in 24-hour transaction volume. Even if you're the biggest, even if you're PewDiePie and you want to cash out a big, massive check, it doesn't matter because there's instant liquidity already sitting out there. So that's where the opportunity lies, because it takes the pressure off the company to actually pay out all those dollars. We're just letting you earn tokens for your individual efforts for posting and liking content. Whenever you cash out, however you cash out, that's up to you. We don't control that ever. So that's the beautiful thing about this system. So you're exactly right. It's a big multiplier. And obviously, as we continually build the liquidity pools and we continually buy the tokens, and even burn the tokens or create other utilities to where people have to burn the tokens to create a page or a group in the future, you can easily see this thing, becoming very, very exciting. And so that's where we're looking at it from that angle, which makes sense. And that's why, when you go to our new front page, we put a little calculator on there, and people can put in the number of users, and then they can do a little drop down with the package that they would potentially purchase. And they can calculate, like Big Duke, how many followers did you say he had?
He's over 1 million, 1.1 maybe, 1.2, somewhere in there. He's got like
So
750,000 on TikTok.
Let's just put 1.1 million, and I just calculate. So his estimated annual rewards 4,015,000.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Like I said, like I saw somebody post breakfast the other day, and it was like $15. But I mean, yeah, it's only 50. It's $15, but
now,
like
it's the 4 million.
Yeah, like it's hard to put in perspective because the people that are making $15 in a post have 27 friends on their list. Like it's not like the thing had to get 9 million likes to get the $15. These are achievable for any Joe Blow guy who just comes on here and adds some family and friends, maybe gets up to 30 to 50 people, maybe a push 100. You can make some decent side money here if you just post a few times a day.
Yeah. I mean, it's decent right now, and it's still small. So like as we grow millions of users, you can see, and that's the caveat that I was going to say. Big Duke will eventually, migrate more and more of his audience here. So that million is saying that and it might not be his followers, it might be other people, because everybody on this network tends to want to follow each other and they want to interact. It's very interesting. We had an investor we were talking to that said, hey, we really would like to see it if it was a social first and then the monetization secondary. But the interesting thing that we told them was, that the dynamics, because the monetization is so fair, it's creating a strong community, and people really want to connect with each other. And we told them, we created social first features like, live streaming video, different types of posts, GIFs, chat, different ways that people can be social, right? We're adding NFTs, we're, doing this and that. So it really is, we really did approach it from a social first methodology. But the interesting thing about the monetization is that it's bringing on these other side benefits for actually really positive interactions, and people like it, and it's just getting started. And so, the caveat is that, Big Duke, eventually he'll have on this platform, he will have 1.1 million followers that he's connected to. And we estimate that according to the package, you're going to earn anywhere from 25 to 50 cents per friend or follower per year, up to $3 per friend or follower. And if you have massive voting power, it doesn't even matter if people follow you or you're connected with them. You can just go to their post and now bootstrap your way off of their popularity. So if there is a big influencer who shows up here and brings a bunch of people, and you don't want to connect with a bunch of people, but you just want to like their post, but you just power up as a massive whale, you can bootstrap off of their popularity. And that's what I love about this platform. And it takes the pressure off people to actually, try to do all this stuff to get followers. Now it takes the pressure completely away.
Yeah, it should be good. I mean, he's going to get all those once we get a couple TikToks up. I mean, a lot of people don't basically 99.99% of the people in the world won't even know you exist yet. So that's the beautiful thing about it. The growing potential is unlimited. Those are the kind of businesses I like to be a part of, where there's no cap.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Imagine if you could have been like the first ones on an Insta or a TikTok. It's like, as the network grows, but now you're directly attached to the network effect with your earnings. That's huge.
Yeah, when I grew up, so I'm born in 78. If anybody doesn't know that, that's why it's CryptoKingdom78. For anybody that's new here. I thought of the YouTube idea before it even came out. But of course, when I went to high school, I dropped out in grade 11 in Canada, and because it wasn't for me. I knew nothing about tech, but I had like these awesome ideas. And then just as I was going to put it together, out came YouTube. But I always did that in high school. We ran around with those old style video cameras you'd have to put on your shoulder because they weighed like 30 pounds,
Yeah.
and screw around and make our own videos. But back in the 90s, I have some cool content I made. And of course, I've lost it over the years because you'd have to put the whole VHS tape in the side of the camcorder and run around with the damn thing. It was a full-time job. But I mean, there would have been some funny shit to upload on YouTube, because I mean, YouTube is basically the big Duke niche. Like, it's comedy is what the niche, like the number one niche on YouTube is either comedy or just crazy shit, like that's what gets the most views. So I think I was just born a little bit too early because, of course, when I quit high school, that is when the www World Wide Web was coming out. So I missed the whole thing. I learned how to type, 100 words a minute just from typing. Nobody taught me. I just learned everything myself. But it just goes to show you, I mean, or first in on a lot of things can turn you into a lot of money. It doesn't have to be even a great idea. It's just you're first in like YouTube and, guys make $1 billion or whatever. It's just, it's really not that creative. I've talked to a lot of people and we're not the only like 3 people in the world that thought about back in the 90s. Hey, imagine if we had a way to share this content, because not everybody just wants to go to a movie because the guy's getting 20 million for the movie, like there's other people that are better at, there's some really good actors in the world that can't get a break because they're not a known name. So how are they ever going to get out there? I mean, some of the top music artists now, they're independent. Like, they're better singers than the ones that are signed up on the major labels. But without YouTube, TikTok, and, places like that, they would have never been anybody because they just can't get in front of the right people. So I'm kind of glad in some ways that these platforms exist, like the YouTube and the TikTok, because it's made some people that, some money, right? Like, that couldn't make money with talent otherwise. So
yeah, exactly. No, it's I like the fact that TikTok turned that algorithm that Facebook was using against people, right? They were they're letting people build their network, but then they're like, okay, now to access your network, you have to pay for a boosted post. And TikTok said, forget that. We're going to actually boost it for you, especially if it's trending. It gets fast tracked into the mainstream. And that turned the algorithm on its head. And so I think it's smart. I like watching the different, these different platforms. And obviously, tons of people using TikTok now. It's so addictive. And it's like these quick hits, like these quick dopamine hits. It's a little dangerous because, it's creating kind of that mentality with today's youth and stuff, right? Where it's just like they have to constantly have dopamine hits. And I don't know if that's necessarily that healthy, but from a social media standpoint and an operator standpoint, we definitely want to tap into different types of algorithms and then just make them transparent to people. So, if you want to have this algorithm, click here. If you want to use this algorithm, click here. That way, kind of, again, we're all about the power of choice on SoMee. We really want transparency and choice and giving people the capability to have more control at a granular level and maximize the earnings. And that's why, us as like blockchain agnostic and creating this massive backend where we can plug in literally any service, it gives us a lot of flexibility now to continue to add services and interoperability. I think that's the name of the game, in the blockchain world, is that, flexibility and interoperability. But there's lots of opportunity here. I think it's a new frontier, and there's been a lot of bad things that have happened with FTX, and it's given people a bad taste of crypto. But when you understand the differences, not your keys, not your crypto, and you understand some of the basics, you understand that crypto and blockchain are here to stay. It's just a matter of you have to do it in a way that is sound and can be safe, and that's the type of platform we're creating. And we want to be ahead of the curve. I mean, we've been relatively moderately funded up to this point. We've kind of bootstrapped here, to be quite honest. So it's not it hasn't happened as fast as we would have liked it. And we've also trailblazed a lot. There wasn't a lot of documentation when we were like forking the blockchain that we did, and then we busted it in 2021. And so we've had lots of challenges, but ultimately I think those make you stronger, and it's brought our community behind us. And I know it's been a long road. I'll be honest. I mean, it's been a lot of work to get here, and but I think it's worth it ultimately if we can actually have an impact. And then also, some of the stories of people who've been using SoMee for a number of years, that's in other countries where it's changed their life, where we have those case studies that have developed. That's pretty exciting to see. So if we can continue on that road and we can impact people's lives and create an impactful change in social media, I think we're on a good path.
For sure. I think Chris B's got a question, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the right AMA for this, but can you talk a little bit about the utility of the governance token?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, so SoMee, originally we were on G Social. For those who don't know the history, ONG is an acronym for the parent corporation One Name Global, which we originally launched. And then we had the ONG token, which was quite active and quite nice in the the time that we used it. And then basically, eventually the community voted, changed the name to SoMee. We had like 10 names that were under consideration. SoMee was the clear winner. And we then decommissioned ONG. And Ontology had come along after us anyway and minted the same ticker. So it was kind of like one of those things where we had it, but then Ontology kind of took the ticker and it was confusing. So we rebranded, then we relaunched the SoMee token. We busted our blockchain, which the real magic of the last system is that we had this internal point system on our Steam blockchain that people could just swap right on the site to their Ethereum-based token. It was really convenient, and it was a really slick system. But also, we had to sacrifice for that usability. We had to sacrifice security because we had an element of control of private keys and things. And when the blockchain busted, we had to make a hard decision to decommission, and then our existing users, held out with us, and basically when they connected to the new blockchain, we gave them a bonus of like 2x. And so those are kind of some of the moves that we made. But with all those changes, and when we went to the new blockchain, we obviously connected to Hive and made SME, the social media engagement token, our primary rewards token, because that's what runs on the Hive blockchain. The SoMee token became our DAO token. So it's vote.somee.social. And you can actually use it as a utility now as our governance token. So the idea here is that we've created the framework for true community governance over time. And we went on to this system called Snapshot, which it doesn't cost you anything to vote. It doesn't cost gas fees, and it doesn't actually take tokens to vote. But what it will do is take a snapshot of your wallet, and then it weights it. It weights your vote according to how many of the DAO token, the SoMee, that you're holding. It's been, it hasn't been a focus of ours as of yet. We've had a few votes, and we've had people put up different votes, over time. But in the future, to answer Chris B's question, we will focus on not only the governance and putting more power to the people governing the actual system and how the functionality in the site and key decisions that are made, which will make it more, I think, more active per se. But also we're going to do something as a nod back to the original kind of vision of interoperability on SoMee itself. So there may be, because we do have an Ethereum integration, and we do have, we now have Ethereum, we have Hive, we have Polygon, we have Solana, we have, number of other chains that are now integrated into the system. So, as the utility grows, and as the features continue to develop on the site, we do have planned actual utility for SoMee governance as well. And so I can't say too much about it because it's something that we haven't released on a roadmap yet. But I can tell you that it's in the works. It's been discussed and something that we want to implement. It's just right now we're deep in the existing roadmap, but it's definitely something that's on our minds.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
When was the Skrill? I know I've been told like 3 times, but I keep forgetting. When is what was their first? I used to be partner with Skrill when I had the online casinos, so I'm familiar with Skrill because I use them to take payments onto the casino. But I was wondering what they were going to do exactly for how are they going to get that out to the members exactly?
I mean, it's through an email, from what I understand. So they're going to be doing an email campaign to their 70 million members, and these are wallet holders. So that's already people who are, are on, kind of into crypto. So that I would imagine that the response rate would be decent when they do promote it. So we're trying to get the reconnection, the details now of when that's going to happen. I just had actually a conversation today about it with our contact. We had some movement. So our main guy at Skrill went to another company, but he's still obviously very connected to the folks over there and basically is setting up a conversation so that we can get all the details hammered out. But other than that, we're excited, and we kind of have projections that, out of 70 million, maybe a certain percentage would see it, and then a certain percentage would respond and create an account. And that could be out of 70 million. It could technically be hundreds of thousands or up to 1 million people that actually would create an account off of that campaign. And then out of that, there's a certain percentage that might say, hey, this is cool, and we want to grab a power boost package, and that kind of really just gets a nice campaign for all parties. Skrill being a partner, we do rev share with partners, and just like we do with with our ambassadors, and we've had 1,900 ambassadors sign up in the last month.
Yeah, I'm seeing new user names every day. I mean, most of the people that I bring on, I'm bringing them on. I got quite a few hits on the YouTube video, but the people that are buying crypto with me all the time, I'm kind of bringing them on one by one, but I'll hit a 90% package buy ratio, anybody that I bring on is pretty much buying a package. It's kind of 90 to 100% because they're doing this already anyway. So it'd be foolish for them not to buy one, because they already understand it. Plus I give them the one-on-one kind of, here's how it goes. And this is, and then they log into my account and see, or look at my account and see, oh yeah, he's right. You get 20 likes and make $14.65 or whatever. It's you don't need to have thousands and thousands of likes like I do on YouTube,
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. So I'm excited to see it grow. When we have millions and millions of people, how that's going to impact, the earnings. And obviously, like we talked about earlier, there's going to be less tokens that will have to be distributed. So, less and less tokens will be distributed to actually meet the earnings of a post. Ideally, as the price of the token gets, increased and there's more interest, more people buying it, more interactions with it, obviously that's going to impact the value of it. So then we would just, at that point, there would be fractions of a token we would hope would be given to meet the post monetization. But that's the idea, that as we grow, that will take place, and people will be earning a heck of a lot more, hopefully, as it goes, because they'll have more opportunity for more interactions, and more people will be powered up, and and fully tapping into the daily reward pool.
Yeah, it makes sense to me because what I'm thinking is just from building. I built an online casino before to big numbers, but there were so many bad people in online casinos back in the mid 2000s. There, like my money was going all over. But I know once you get to a certain level, like even if you just got a million signups from Skrill, people do forget that that's not over with because those million people are going to tell non-Skrill holder, wallet holders as well, right? I mean. One
Yeah,
guy might sign up where 27 of his family members immediately in the same city are all on Facebook or Twitter already that aren't, but the 26 of the 27 are not on Skrill. So, I mean, I think once you get to that million number of users, I think that users are going to be basically they're going to be the advertisers to grow us fast because every new user could bring on 5 new users, 10 new users outside of Skrill. So I
yeah.
think, I was thinking you'd sell at least 100,000 packages if they did it right. Depending on if their emails go out correctly, if people get the emails. Sometimes these emails, I'm talking to somebody through email, then all of a sudden their next email in a conversation ends up in spam. I'm like, why the hell did the damn email I'm using the Gmail suite, the one that you pay for. Well, all of a
Yep.
sudden after 9 messages back and forth, and the guy's like, I messaged you. I'm like, I don't see it. Then sure enough, it's in spam. But why? Like, I don't understand. Because I used to do a lot of mass emails through systems, where you pay with the poker, because that was the way to, you get your data, your email list of poker players and casino players, and then you blast it all out. But half the problem was getting those emails in their inbox. Obviously, maybe
Yeah.
along the years, people have corrected that. But I mean, like I said,
No,
I'm
it's
having
still a
conversations.
problem, man. I mean,
And
we've
it's going into
even
spam.
our
Like my uncle and people I know are going into spam, but these people have been going into my inbox for years. And all of a sudden, what's picking these things up to determine? I've never understood that, and I don't even want to learn it, to be honest. I just know
I
it's
mean, we go
annoying.
to great lengths to keep the reputation of our email high, and we switched from I think Amazon SES to something or other. But I told our administrator like we need to, as soon as we possibly can, get our email. They need to switch to a dedicated IP that its only job is to send our email, and that's it, because we don't want to be on a shared server with other companies because you don't know how they're acting. And once a server gets flagged with an email, especially if it's dynamic, it's just an issue. And then you get lumped in with those guys. So that's part of the problem. And we're actually, I think, almost to where we got our dedicated IP assigned from our new email system. And that way it'll make sure that because we keep a really high reputation. But yeah, there's a lot of work behind the scenes stuff that you don't even think about that has to go into these things.
Yeah, it should all work out though. I mean, they know what they're doing over there. You don't get to 71 million users in any kind of business online if you don't know what you're doing.
It's interesting that you said the 100,000, because that's exactly what we estimated at 4.75 million users. We estimated at a 2% conversion rate, we would have about 111,000 package sales, and then that would generate around 9.6 million in gross revenue. And of course, the influencers like yourself will get a percentage of the sales, and then we take another big percentage and put it back into the liquidity in the token. And so we're excited to get to that point because we really want to activate all of the the flywheel, so to speak. We call it a flywheel, but once it gets going, it really becomes unstoppable, and then it becomes self-sustainable. And so that's really going to get the party started once we actually start to scale and get this flywheel going. So we're excited for that.
Yeah, I kind of worked it out. The only thing I'm good at in life is numbers, so I can kind of work out numbers quick in my head. So I just took the 71 million, divided it out and then I always think low worst case scenario though. So I'm just thinking could be more than 100,000, but I mean, why get your hopes up and say 2 million then hit 100,000? So I'd rather say 111 and then hit 220. So
yeah, in 2021 we had with 50,000 users. we had a 4% conversion rate. So this is a
Yeah.
little over 2,000 people bought packages, which generated around 2 million in revenue. So, you know, we do the same thing where we're like, okay, as it scales, we're not going to see that average revenue per user. So we want to at least cut that in half or even less. So at 2% with that amount of users, it's like 111,000 package sales.
Yeah, it's I think like I said, I think the system is going to be people in really, really early now, less than 100,000 users, and I mean, I think when it hits 1 million, I think the users become the the advertise. Well, I don't know what you want to call it, the refer. Like they're going to be referring people in left, right, and center. So obviously, if you have 1 million users, you're going to go quicker than 100,000 users because it's 10 times more people telling everybody every day. So it just makes
Yeah,
sense. That's what
network
Facebook,
effect.
that's how Facebook took off. It was basically the people did all the work off the bat. One school went to
Yeah,
the other,
exactly. Yeah, it was a
and no one
network.
got paid shit, really.
No,
Like, you know, well, one guy did, and that's it.
I mean,
So,
imagine if people are making this type of money and they're getting a little spiff on top of it that's paid out in their PayPal or Stripe, and
yeah.
yeah, it becomes a multiple revenue streams that it becomes appealing. And it's a soft sell, right? Hey, like, click my link, I earn a little bit, we earn together on this network, and it's fun. It has all the other features that you would expect. You post, like, earn, blah blah blah. Whatever. It's just easy peasy. I think it's kind of a soft sell, so that's what we're hoping is the network effect takes place.
Yeah, I sell it as Facebook and Twitter as in one. That's because it reminds me of a little bit of characteristics of both into one. Of course, neither of those give you anything to post anything or say anything. Like I'm going to go picture of a snowbank later and go, look, I got hit by snow, make $15. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
like
I
it's
love it.
like, well, you can say anything basically. You put a picture of your dog up. I mean, I'm a dog guy, pet guy, so I mean, take dog pictures. It doesn't have to be one topic. I just know that if I show crypto people, they're in the blockchain world, so the we'll get that 4% up in time, because the blockchain people and the crypto people will most likely buy packages at like a way higher rate. Of course, you get offset by other people, but in time, I think with a bull market in the crypto space and you getting more users, I think the 4% package sales will actually go up to probably closer to 10 in my mind.
Oh yeah, yeah. In the future too, down the line, those packages might be unavailable for times when the delegation bottoms out, right? Because we only have a certain amount that work.
Oh, right. Yeah. You can't just keep going with the packages or then, yeah, exactly.
When the delegation's gone, then the beautiful thing is people who are actually on the network and continually power it up. You actually, if you look in your wallet, you have an area there you can delegate to other users. So as you guys start to build up from the early days, now it positions you as future delegators to so as the bigger influencers find out about this system, now you guys are positioned to capitalize on it.
Well, there's no reason why any influencer that has any amount of users, they're wasting their time on the other ones. Well, not really wasting their time, but I mean, dollar for dollar, it looks like a complete waste of time if you're on another platform. If you compare, if you're just after money and that's all you like, if that's one of the things you care about, then in time, like, why wouldn't you use this platform? It doesn't make sense for anybody not to have an account on this. I've had to tell people like 3 times and they're doing this other shit on here that doesn't pay them anything, like not just posting, but they're wasting time on all this other crap. And I mean, you should have an account on here regardless of buying a package just to get the footprint in, and get your account set up so you're ready to go.
I think it's a great aspect of it, but we're going to also focus on just like social first, like interactions or something that actually draws people. Like, it has nothing to do with earnings, but then the earnings are just there. And I think that, then it's just a bonus. So like, I think if we do that, it'll just make it that much easier for us to get adoption in the near future. And we'll get there. We have, obviously we have a lot of features, but we have some integrations coming that I think will make it super kind of fun, and then we can just promote the heck out of that. And then it's just like, hey, go join this site because it has this cool feature, and like people just do it, right? Because it's like, oh, I get it. Like you don't have to convince them. You don't have to just here, click my link when you do the here's the link, go click it, and then they go in, check it out, and they love it. But then they're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm earning on every post. I can monetize. That's cool. So it kind of makes it the side note. I think that'll create those compounding effects that we want.
I think so.
Yeah.
So right now, then, what everybody's like, we're basically waiting. Like anybody that wants to collect that has a big total in the orange there of the SoMee tokens, are we just waiting for that final Uniswap thing? Is that the best bet there right now? Like, what if somebody's in one of these, poor countries we talked about before? How was anybody able to get money this whole time anyway? That's what I missed out on.
They've been cashing out on tribal decks. So basically,
I see, right, yeah.
People that have been like, like hurting, or like they need to like cash out like, $100 or something, or they just want to like cash out right now. We put very limited liquidity on tribal decks when we launched the token, and we just limited the liquidity because it was like, we wanted to get the system built out, and we wanted to get everything ready, but we still had to mint the token and get it distributed for the users who followed us and who were patient and who went through that hard time where we broke the blockchain and we were like, okay, what the hell are we going to do? We even had the core developers of Steam that worked on our system. They're like, guys, we can't fix this. Like, we don't know how to fix this. It's just not happening. And at the time, Steam had split where they were bought by Justin Sun at Tron. And then there was a split in the community, and Hive went one way. And Hive's been battle tested for 5+ years. They have 5 million users already on chain, and it's not even at capacity. They have 3-second block times and 100,000 TPS. So it's extremely scalable. We love Hive. So when we pivoted and we launched the token on tribal decks, we basically said, okay, we need to do this now because we want to give people what we told them, which was the 2x. And that's why we initially did that. So, right now we're just getting the flywheel ready, and we've created the bonded token that we can put on Uniswap, and then we'll have a mechanism for people just to cash out directly in the future. But if they don't want to wait until then, they can go do it on tribal decks. It's just that the slippage is not the best. And, until we continue to build the liquidity, and we plan on doing that on Uniswap, quite frankly. We lose you, Kingdom? I think you're muted.
There we go. Is that better? There we go.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so basically, I'm just trying to learn it. I'm not really after withdrawing any money or after any money in general. I'm just trying to compare it to other systems, so I can get more people using it. So at least I can have an answer for them. And $400 a month in some countries is a lot to these people, or whatever. Some people are made. Where's that one? Peru or somewhere? I can't remember. One of those. One of those people on here. 450, 500 a month is a lot.
Yeah, I mean Venezuela, the Philippines, there's other, countries that are, it's like $100 is a lot. Like when one of our our valued community members, Roxy, when she came 4 years ago, I saw her post on SoMee, and she's like, yeah, my sister told me about this, and she's like, I'm in Venezuela where I'm trying to raise my daughter on $30 a month is what her salary was. And she's like, I got to SoMee and it changed my life. She started making $600 her first month on SoMe.
That's a big difference.
We only had like 20 or 30,000 users at the time. So not a lot, but she got the attention of people who are already powered up. They're liking her posts. She could earn and she could cash out. And it was great because, we asked her over time, because I saw her post, and I'm like, do you mind if I share your story? And she's like, no, go ahead. She's like, I'm gonna be happy to. And she's still here today, and she still is cashing out and able to earn. And it's nice to see that, because honestly, that was pre-COVID, and in a severely depressed economy in Venezuela. So the fact that this app can already have that impact speaks volumes. So like, if everybody, looked at it from that social impact standpoint and wants to make a difference, I would encourage them to join for free and just give it some attention. Just post and like, and if you want, power up. But if not, it's just the way the system's designed. You can only monetize very limited, maybe one post a day. And so if you're here to monetize, then you're going to want to power up. But it helps the entire ecosystem, and it's like helps us grow. And as we grow, we can have that network effect for a social impact, which is huge.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be an upset. Like just signing up to do an account, they're doing that anywhere else, Twitter, Facebook. You're not getting anything for that anyway. So why not? That's what I say. I mean, if I can find time in my day to do it, why can't I? mean, I'm busy and I don't sleep, right? So, but I don't have kids either. So I can't really say I have that crazy home life where kids are yelling at me. That's why I don't have any, because I don't want miniature versions of me. So, because they'd be crazy. And so I've got time because I want to learn everything in this world that I can. And I think these are the type of things moving ahead, or I think everything will be on a blockchain at one point, period. I think Facebook and these ones will have to go on to that just to compete at one point. I think they're going to get killed by ones that are on blockchains down the road. It might take years and years, but everything's going to change, just like it all changed with, everybody's walking. Showed a guy in New York. He was in prison since the 60s or something, and he came out 60s or 70s. And he was in New York City, and he's like, he couldn't understand. He's sitting on the park bench. Everybody's walking down the street looking down because they're all holding their phones, right? When he went to jail, there wasn't such a thing as a cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. Like another world.
It might take 20 years to 10 years, but crypto's been out now since 11 for Bitcoin, so we're already 12 years in. So I think within the next 10 years, there's going to be big changes, and people are going to say, remember when Bitcoin was at 16 and everybody said it was going to zero and it'll be at $1 million? I could have bought 5 of those. Now it's $5 million. So
yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm picking up stable coins. I ignore the news and I make my own decisions. I picked up stable coins all in 2022, put 150 grand more in stable coins, because all they have to do is go back to their all-time highs. Like when I picked up XRP Ripple, 35 or 36 cents. If it just goes back to its all-time high, it's 11x. It's not like a meme coin where I've hit 1000x before, but it's safe. I know they're going to be in business the next day, and I can sleep, and I know my money's safe in there. That's why I bought stable coins when it was red. Other people want to see green, and they buy when it's going up. I think now is the time to get position, take the money that you don't need in real life to blow on stupid shit, and then let this change your life a couple years down the road if you're willing to wait. I don't think you're going to have to wait forever, because I've seen tokens take off in 3 months like 3000x. So, when the market runs, as you've seen before, the market runs unlike a stock market where 5x would be an amazing return. Like these crypto things go crazy, like Bitcoin will go from 16K to 23 in a week, and then 23 to 90. Like I think when it goes, it's going to go up to 100 next time. So every time we level, we're just going to keep leveling up. And what happens is when Bitcoin and Ethereum go up, your SoMee token are going to go up just from the market alone. Forget what you do, just from the market. You're going to 3x, 4x from the market. You'll be at 2 cents or 3, whatever, like 4x what we're at. So
I'm excited to see what happens with, when we actually hit a network effect of social media with the utility, and at the same time on a bull run. I think it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know if we got to wait till 2024, but
if we do it right.
Bitcoin was a little low anyway at 16. I think it kind of, for people to start making money at Bitcoin, unless they were just day trading for $1,000 here and there, you'd have to have a lot of Bitcoin, 16 grand worth to make $1,000. Eventually it's got to move or no one's making money. And all the billionaires are in the mid 20s. So they're not going to hold it down forever. When a guy can come along and buy $1 billion worth, they're not going to hold it down forever, because they'll never get their money out if it's down. So eventually it's got to flip or no one's going to make money, whether people think they are or not. Everybody can't keep shorting it forever. It doesn't work like that. It's always going to be a pattern run, So it's just like stocks. Move from stocks over to crypto. Should have just bought Bitcoin when I was told to in 2011. And if I didn't have the offline business being so busy, I would have had more time to look into it. I was offered Bitcoin when it was 4 cents. I mean,
Dang.
looking back, I mean, if I had thrown 10 grand at it, what would that be worth today? Billions, you know? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
man.
pretty scary to think that. I mean, even with Shiba Inu, and I bought a lot, but not enough. I mean, I could have bought 3 trillion of it. It'd be worth millions and millions and millions and millions, even at the low price. So it just goes to show you, if you're like me and you buy tokens and coins and you put it away and you don't watch that price every day, you can wake up to a lot of money. I mean, people expect this to happen overnight. They shouldn't be buying crypto. It's not going to happen overnight. But if you're willing to wait, it's going to happen a lot quicker than working for it. You know, for most people making 100 grand a year or less, you're never going to make 3 million bucks really, realistically, at once, you know, unless you win the lottery or something. So,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
this is like
Exactly.
our
Yeah, I
hope
think
to have a good life, right? Like it's our hope. I mean, most places outside Toronto and LA, like you're looking at 3 million bucks for a starter home, 2.5 million for a starter home. How the hell can the average Joe do that anywhere, you know? I mean, some
yeah,
people don't
yeah.
want a $2.5 million house. Like you might make 20, you might have 20 million in the bank right now, but you're just like like some people don't want to spend a lot of money. Like they would rather have $1 million worth of cars than $1 million house. Like some people are just like that, you know? But
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of places you're not given an option to buy a house for 500 grand because there isn't any. You know, like they don't
Right.
exist. At least in my area, there's nothing under. I mean, maybe detached 1.4,
Right.
1.5 million Canadian, which is like 1.2 US. I mean, then you
Yeah.
get down to Florida, and you can buy a nice house in Florida for 350 still in some areas. You know,
Yeah.
couldn't do
Yeah.
that. You couldn't do that in Ontario for 25 years. There's no houses for 300,000 around here for 25 years. I mean, they just came out. I don't know if anybody read the news, but at least in Canada, it did province by province. So the average person in Ontario and BC currently, based on what the house is selling for and what somebody's putting down for a down payment, you have to have an income on your T4 statement of 236,000 a year. I don't even know one person that even shows that, to be honest with you. But that's what you have to show based on I bought a house for 3.2, I put down 1.7, I've got a mortgage for 1.5 million. Figure it out. That's a $8,000 or $9,000 a month mortgage payment with these high rates at 6% or 7% now.
Yeah. Who can afford that?
And a 50% tax bracket here, like Los Angeles. Toronto's got a 50% tax bracket. And
Right.
you make 200 on paper, that's only
Jeez.
100 take home, you know, like
That's
after the
insane.
government's done sucking you dry, right? So
Wow, that's an insane tax bracket, bro.
that's why I moved down to Florida. Like, you go down to Florida, and you know, the first time, I mean, I've been going down there for years before I bought it, the first place there years ago when I was like 20 something. And they showed me a house. It was like 465, and it comes with all the furniture. This has to be a mistake. That's a granite countertop kitchen. Those are the same. Why is this 4 times? And we're not talking a big distance. Like Niagara Falls, Buffalo to Florida is only 1,000 miles apart. And then in between, you got South Carolina, where a house was like 90 grand, 10 years ago. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, totally.
But I think the problem is in Canada, see the GTA area, they let in 2.5 million immigrants during COVID, where the gross population of the whole country is only 35, 40 million. And then the 2.5 million immigrants either go to Vancouver, Montreal, or Toronto. So they can't even build the houses quick enough and then that makes the house prices go up. This isn't organically happening, That just goes to show you volume equals pressure equals price going up with anything.
Yeah.
Crypto,
Yeah.
your platform, it'll put pressure on it with more users coming in. And then everything just goes up at once because of the volume. I mean, it's just common sense more than anything, but you can apply that to anything. I mean, I just know that our house prices basically throughout North America, they're not organically going up. We are triggering these house prices to go up purposely, like in some areas they're never going to change, like Montana, Wyoming, because the population doesn't alter, right? That's why there's no, if you want bang for your buck, go to Vegas. But a mansion for like 500 grand,
Oh, big time. Yeah, they want to make it easy for people to move there so they can gamble, right?
And it depends what kind of life you want. Like it's me, it's like if I live here, if I just lived where I live now and I have my 2 houses, I've always got to make a big income because I spend a lot. I'll say I gamble a lot because I buy a lot of crypto. So it's basically the same as going to the casino, except I do research what I buy other than playing a slot. I don't play slot machines, but that's sometimes what it feels like buying crypto. So, if I want to just quit and do nothing, I sell my house in Canada at any time and retire. I'll never have to work a day in my life because I got all this money sitting in this house. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like, so I go down to Florida and sit on the beach, but unfortunately for me, it's in my blood to keep working. I wish I could just, everybody wins the lottery and says, "Oh, I'm not going to do
Well,
anything forever," but that's not true. You get bored after 3 weeks. You can travel the
you
world and
do.
stuff, but eventually you got to have a
Yeah.
hobby or something, or you're going to go nuts.
Gotta have a purpose. There's got to be something
Yeah.
driving you. It would be too boring. So I'm
I know.
with
I
you.
wish it
Like,
was that easy. Just if it was that
yeah,
easy, I would have quit 10 years ago because I don't need, I kind of do this for a hobby too. I never did this. I don't do
right.
this for a business. I mean, I do it
Yeah,
because I like it. Like
keeps it.
talking to people and I like learning from people. Everybody's got different ideas on things. So I like hearing everybody. That's why I take 150 DM messages a day. I can't even keep up to them.
Yeah,
So, and during the bear market, I've been spacing out projects. Before I used to go, if you look in 2021, I'd do 3 YouTubes a day. Now I'm doing one every second or third day because I want these guys to have a good opportunity when there's less people online rather than I'm just a call channel and I post one project. Then 3 minutes later, you pay me like $500 to post a project or whatever if I do it for free, but you're buried in another project 2 minutes later. Like no one sees your post because you're like
right.
3 posts up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the videos always last. That's why I do videos because the videos are always on YouTube forever. Where a post,
Sure.
it's like when you do a Google search for German Shepherd dog, I want to get a new dog. How many pages deep, unless you're like into breeding and doing the shows, are you going to go? You're going to probably go the first 5 results you get on Google, and then you're going to give up because you're going to tire out looking,
Right,
So anybody that's
right.
got good shit on page 3, you're never going to know because you're never going to go that deep in.
Yeah,
So that's the
yeah.
problem in the crypto space. People, these call channels are botted. There's no live people on them. And then they charge people an arm and a leg to get their project up. And then wait a minute, 3 minutes later, you got to scroll up to see my post. I didn't, it wasn't even on there for 3 minutes, Like it's
Right.
just
Yeah.
because
Well, I'm
people see
definitely
easy
glad.
money. It's easy money. That's all it
It
is.
is. I know. Yeah, it's an unfortunate byproduct of the industry, but I'm really glad Dallas, connected you to our project, and that you've been able to, dig in like you have. I really appreciate your methodology, and want to take it to the next level together. So this is exciting to be, to have you as part of the journey.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of people on from Big Duke and I are working on a video. That's what I said. I wasn't sure what the referral thing paid, but I remember it paid something. I said, you got to use your referral link in the in the video.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. Yeah.
I can't remember how the breakdown went, but everybody should use the referral link. Like for, anybody should. So
It's like Cash App or anything else, right? Like 5% or 10%, but whatever it is, it's just click the referral center. Make sure it's the same username login as SoMee. Make sure you generate your link. It's right there on the dashboard, and it connects it immediately. And then you just tell people like whenever they come here, just click my link, and that way, if they ever do buy a package, it automatically credits you for that, and now you're making just a little extra cream on top, and that's paid out in like via PayPal or Stripe.
oh, I see. Perfect.
Yeah, so you get a little extra cash. Now you're earning crypto. Now you're earning cash, and then once we do the paywall thing, if you want to do any premium content, you're earning cash again. So it kind of keeps it diversified, and it's kind of nice.
And just for anybody that wants to know, including me, if you own a package and you have it's basically gas that you're building up, right? To be able to post and boost again. Is that what do you call it? Gas, or what do we call it here?
I mean, they on Hive they call it resource credits. So whenever you buy a package, it stacks you with high power. It stacks you with SoMee power, and then basically gives you a bunch of resource credits so that you can post on the blockchain. And what Hive does is they don't allow you to post on the blockchain very often if you're not somewhat powered up. And the powering up, it starts generating resource credits, and it regenerates it every day. So it kind of is an incentivized tool to keep you powered up on the network so that you can continue to make that passive income and generate, tokens for your posting content and liking content. And without it, and without buying a package, you're basically, you can post maybe like once to the blockchain a day. You might have to wait 24 to 48 hours to post again. So that's when people come back to me like, well, I posted on the blockchain, but it didn't go on the blockchain. I'm like, well, you know, you don't have any resource credits. You already posted once today, and that's just the way Hive does it to protect the integrity of the monetization system, so that bots and things like that can't come in and start spamming the blockchain, which is smart. I mean, I can appreciate that.
So yeah, I've got some friends in here. Like I can see, like Carlos Bins came in, and then like guys like him. He goes to the gym a lot and stuff like that. Guess he's gone now, but whatever. But I mean, people got to understand it's not just you know, it's any topic that I've seen on there. I think I've seen basically everything. You know, as posts, I've seen diversity
Yeah,
100%.
people are
I
working
think a lot
out.
of people are thinking it's crypto only, but I mean, it's you can like
It's
for guys like
diverse.
him that go to the gym that are like bodybuilders, he can throw a workout video and stuff on there, like any kind of content like that, because the guy's like looks competition. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, you
it's
should
like
look or tell them to look at the post challenge, because Bijo this page where it was like people were like every day, and they were posting their video, their workouts, and then they were all upvoting each other for the best workouts and stuff. And you know, that's just some fun competitions. Today we onboarded, Dallas and I onboarded a fitness influencer from Instagram, and she has like, I don't know, 1.5 million followers on Instagram. And she was referred by another Instagrammer who's a model and an actress who recently came on board. She has like 2 million followers on Insta. So, you know, they're liking the app. They're starting to, you know, we had to walk her through the setup. So kind of a lot like what you do. You know, she's not real technical. So we just got on a Zoom call. We onboarded her, and she's, you know, she was coming to us from her gym on the phone, and I just, you know, helped her walk her through. We created her Hive account, and it was, you know, half hour. We had her set up, and now she's going to start monetizing her. You know, she's also has a clothing brand. So I mean, it's diversified. We're
she'll be
getting
in
a
shock
lot of.
when she sees what she can make. She'll be in shock. She'll be like, I can make more than this than the actual gym. Once
Well,
it
I
gets
mean,
going,
imagine,
man.
yeah, imagine the network effect that, you know, because I mean, some of these, like, I know like OnlyFans is talked about a lot, where like a lot of these women are posting premium content behind a paywall, and they're making not only their subscriptions, but they're getting tips. And you know, it's appealing, and some of these women are making a ton. But when we have that feature, not only the paywall content, but basically everything's monetized outside of it. It has an effect. Combine that with the network effect, and they should be making, you know, twice as much on this network. It just needs to grow, and I think that'll get everybody earning together, and it makes sense. So yeah, I think it's the early days still, but even on the early days, you're actually earning more tokens for the amount that's paid. So the ones that hold those, obviously, as the network effect takes place, and that pressure, like you said, with any system that makes that puts the, you know, supply and the buy sell supply kind of pressure, demand, you know, demand side will take the price of it and make it lucrative down the road. So yeah, I think it makes sense for the early adopters and for those who are with us as we grow.
Yeah, sounds good. And where exactly was the? I know Dallas gave it to me at one point. Where was the? Where you see the actual? Did I have to go into Hive to see the actual resources that I have, or what's the best way? Yeah, on the SoMee site, is there any way that you can see what you have right now to be able to post and boost? Like
Yeah, it's hive.osbit.dev, and so it's hive.ausbit.dev, and then just type in your username. So, like your username is what, CryptoKingdom78.
I think it's the same on Hive. I think I made them simple for an old guy like me that could forget everything 2 days later.
Let me
So
see
yeah.
if I can pull it up. So you
So
have
hive.au.
hive.ausbit.dev.
Yeah.
And then for
Yep.
you, it's /@CryptoKingdom78. And I can see I can see your blockchain account and see that you have voting power of 3888. You have 100% resource credits. You have enough resource credits for 1 comment, 7 votes, 2 transfers. And so, I mean,
Okay.
and as you use your resource credits or your voting more, it actually helps it recharge as well. So you need to, like, I tell people when they're powered up on the network, it helps if you actually use it. Like, you're a contributor member right now, which is which is a package that is the like $350 package. So that's like a 45-day package. But you can actually continue to use that and vote and like other posts. And it has I think we need Philip in here to explain, because he's really good at breaking this down. But it actually, if you use it more, not only does it help you utilize and earn more, but it kind of supercharges your account as you go, and it helps it regenerate. So there's a post on our devs, which is called the blockchain game, devs.somee.social, where he breaks it all down.
So what, when you say use it more, so I do put the odd video up or post, and then I like a bunch of people's. What's the best way to interact with like, what is the best way here to use this system? Like, I do like people's videos. I look at them.
There you go. Yeah, no, then you're doing it right. It's just
I mean,
some
for every
people like
post I do, I probably like 6 other people's videos to kind of offset my post type of
Oh,
thing.
beautiful. No, I think that makes sense, right? It's like you have like up to 10 likes a day at 100% voting power. So if you look at that right-hand side menu where it's next to your avatar on the top right panel, and you can see the drop-down menu, and you see the voting weight mine's at 100%, but my current voting
Same
power,
with mine. Yeah, same with mine right now.
yeah, mine's at 25%. So I've voted so many posts today that it brought it down to 25%. So it'll take it a little bit of time to recharge. But as you do that more often and you're more active on the network, it actually, I think, recharges faster. And so by being active every day, by posting content, by liking other people's content at least 10 times a day, I think you're optimized in terms of like interacting and earning.
Okay, so yeah, that VP level on mine is 46%. So I guess that creeps up during the night, does it? Or
yeah, it starts to regenerate. So like,
okay,
you can only vote a certain amount of times per day to actually tap into the daily reward pool before you kind of deplete your voting power, and then it takes anywhere from 24 to 48 hours to regenerate back to 100%.
Yeah, see, that's why I made this. I didn't make it my personal name, because I figure, by the time 1 million users come on here, I can try to build the biggest group of crypto followers first, basically.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, I have personal pictures up there anyway, but whatever.
Yeah, why not?
I just figured, that's how people find me. So it's easier that way. And then I put it right at the bottom of my Squid Network project that launches probably next week on the Ethereum chain. So when you see team at the bottom, it takes them right to my SoMee profile. Because everybody always asks you, KYC and doxed and all that. Hey, go right to my SoMee profile. You can see where I live, what I look like, my date of birth. If I'm in a relationship, that's like a full KYC and docs, because I show myself in videos anyway. So I'm not on here to hide and scam people for money, because I show myself in 750 videos. So I mean, what do I care if they come to I might as well send them to the SoMee as my KYC. That's what I figured. I just figured, awesome. Hey, that's the best. I mean, I'm not using a referral. I don't care about the referral. Like, I just hey, come over to check this out. And then they'll be curious to say, hey, look at the SoMee. For example, that SoMee review video I did. I don't even know what we're at now, but the YouTube video keeps getting a lot of views. I think the YouTube or the TikTok hit 10,000, because I showed Dallas the TikTok went up quick to 10,000 views. I know we've gotten some users because they've DM'd me and said, hey, I just signed up for SoMee. Now, I know a few people have bought packages, but a few people get confused of the whole Hive thing, I got to kind of walk people through because it's kind of like a two step process. So
It is, yeah.
Big Duke just logged in, so he's on right now. I'll let him talk. I know he's going to work, but okay, you're on, Big Duke. If you want to say hi.
Y'all can hear me?
Yep.
How everybody doing?
Big Duke in the house.
Yes, sir.
I'm enjoying the content, man. The daily laughs.
Oh yeah. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
That's the goal,
No,
man.
it's
Try to
been
keep
fun.
people,
It's been
keep people
fun.
laughing, man. Yeah, that's what it's all
Yeah.
about, man. You know, you ought to know the
We all
world
need to
crazy,
laugh.
man. Yeah, that's real. That's real.
It is. Yep. We all need to laugh right now. So it's been good having your content. And for those of you on the AMA, if you haven't already followed Big Duke 13, get in there and follow him and hit him up on SoMee. And he's on other platforms, big following on TikTok and YouTube. So nice, fun content.
Yeah, he grew that YouTube quick. He grew that YouTube real quick. I mean,
Yes.
he went up,
6 months.
100,000 subscribers and real fast. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why. Yeah, for sure.
Plus, he does little skits and stuff too. If people like homemade skits and stuff, it's not just him just always doing jokes. Like he makes little plays and skits and stuff.
Right.
So that's the whole thing for guys like him. I mean, Big Duke, you missed the. I don't know if you know, but they did a deal with Skrill. Skrill has 71 million users. I mean, and every user is going to be notified about coming over here to open an account up at SoMee, which means, I think on the low case, we'll get 1 million or 2 million new users, and that'll branch off to millions and millions because they'll tell non-Skrill users, and, he'll sell $9-10 million worth of packages on here. So you're going to get a big following on here, and dollar for dollar, literally compared to TikTok and YouTube, it's paying, like, I figured it out with the calculator. It's 100, 150, 200x times more than what you'd make on all the other ones combined for the same amount of views. It's crazy. I mean, you can see just from one of your videos, you get up to $5-10, like nothing from like 100 views and some likes. So this is going to be the one once we get the users. I mean, right now, I think we only have 75,000 on here. I mean, wait till that's like 7.5 million or even 1 million for that matter, So that's why it's like good to get the footprint in now and then gets your followers built up. Cause I mean, when Skrill sends out those mass emails to 71 million people, we could have a big day here of like 500,000 people coming on board in 24 hours, So
yeah, it'll be exciting to
that's
see.
what to look forward to. So, I mean, you can see your earnings now. Just imagine once we get, the 700,000 or whatever on TikTok over here. I mean, that's crazy. You'll be able to finally just do this, what you want to do 24/7. That's the goal here.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely the goal. Yep, that's definitely the goal.
Yeah, let's make it happen. We're rooting for you, man. We'll support you any way we can, and help you develop what we can over here on SoMee. Because love your content.
Yeah. I definitely. I already had people come over. I walked a couple of people through already. They like it better, But like I told people, a lot of people are gonna like it. They're gonna like it because, what I'm saying? It's so many other platforms, man. Like you can post something, man, it's like harmless, and they find something to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people they like it. Just
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Non-censorship, having the freedom of blockchain
Something
and
for
data.
real,
Yeah.
A lot of people are lazy though. I know that.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely.
Record that AMA. I'm gonna freaking watch bowling instead. I'm like, okay, whatever. Then don't ask why I'm in $100,000 car and you're in a Honda Civic that's got the crap kicked out of it. That's your fault.
Yep.
You got to put the work in if you want to make the money. I don't care if anybody becomes a millionaire, but I mean, put the work in. Don't think it's, no one's going to knock on your door and hand you the check, but that's what people are thinking these days.
Yep.
The opportunity on SoMee is out for everybody, like for anybody. Anybody can come on here like that. Like we were talking about that one woman earlier. Like anybody can come on here with no followers and turn into a whole separate income on here. I mean, you don't even have to bring a following. If you're bringing a following, that's just a bonus. Jump start, basically. I mean, So that's
Yeah,
what I'm thinking. We're gonna get a video up with Big Duke probably this week, and then because we want to make his videos not just a advertising video, because we've been going over this for a year or two now, just how to make his I'm trying to get him out of his regular job so he can just make money. He's going to help me with some crypto videos and stuff too, but we don't want to just turn him into like one of those guys doing commercials like Shaquille O'Neal where he
Right.
just comes on, holds up a bloody deodorant. Wait a minute, don't you already have $1 billion? You that desperate for another million? Like, come on.
Right.
So
Right.
we want to incorporate SoMee into like a skit or a joke, or kind of like what that other guy does, the guy with the light skin and the long red hair. He's got like 3 million viewers on. He's up under the politics and making fun of people with the COVID shots. Can't remember the woke. It's something woke on YouTube, but he always kind of brings in a product at the end. I like how he does it, because then if you don't want to see what he's promoting, you've already watched his skit, so you can get right at whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then he shows it at the end. Hey, by the way, do you want to see how? And then Big Duke can come on and say, hey, look, ideally you could actually even show, look at this. I mean, I put up, like I said today, I was using somebody's breakfast for an example. Somebody posted like eggs and toast and made $15. It paid for their breakfast. And they don't even have a following other than like 37 people, right?
Right,
So,
right.
I mean, imagine if you show a post and say, hey, you don't believe it? Well, here's one post and I made $49 on it or whatever,
Exactly. Yeah.
People want to see like proof of concept before they like spend a minute to do anything or learn anything these days. It seems they want to be prepaid in advance.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting because like a lot of the Instagrammers and the YouTubers and people that we've been onboarding recently, it's like against that narrative, right? Like usually they're like, hey, what's in it for me? And like, I don't want to make a move without getting an upfront payment as an influencer. But fortunately, we've been, kind of networked in with a few of these people, and they're just like, hey, we like what you guys are doing, so let's just schedule a time to get set up. And they're loving it so far. So we're hoping that trend continues, and obviously making our own plans to do fun content that, just attracts people, because that's, if you can make people laugh and they just want to share that video because it was just funny, but it still featured our product in some way, or it went viral because like maybe we filmed somebody who's like meeting a friend in the line at Starbucks, and in the 2 minutes that they were in line, she's like, hey, check it out. I just got 10 likes on this post, and coffee's on me today. Those types of things. So it's giving the people the visuals, so they're like, oh, I get it. Like, I want to like check out that app. When there was like these AI avatars that went viral on Insta, people didn't think twice. They paid like $30 to go get their avatar, because it was like, whoa, this is new. Like, I want to check this out. So we're always talking about things like that, how can we do some marketing hacks that are either funny or interesting, or give people like that taste of like, oh, I have to have this now.
Yeah, exactly. I think with a group effort, everybody can do it. I'm working on a guy with 4 million musician with four. I talked about Dallas a few weeks about it. It's just hard to get a hold of people with busy schedules, because the problem is when he checks his messages, I'm buried down with other 700. Like, he'll respond if he sees mine up at the top. It's all the luck of where mine ends up in his inbox, because they do know me inside of. But then it's like, how do you get, like, musicians are on crazy ass schedules. But anyways, he's got about 4 million now on YouTube, and about he's got over 1 billion views on YouTube. But a lot of people do what he says to do. Like, he'll just say sign up at SoMee. He'll have way more power than like 50% of his users will go sign up. Like, he's got. People just do what they're told. When he says, "Hey, go sign up," okay, I will.
That's like Dallas. His community's like that with him. Like, whatever he says, there's like communities all over it. So, as a side note,
argue it.
right? As a side note, I was on another app last night, and Harry Mack was doing a freestyle, and so I was like, I'm going to record a little clip of this. And because I wanted to post our audio, because we have an audio feature on our timeline, so I did my first audio, and I monetized it. So I'm going to contact his people and say, hey, I made X amount after the week, and I'm going to donate this guy back to you guys. But We've been wanting to get Harry Mack over here, who's like this off the top freestyle guy. If you don't know who he is, and
I know
just
he
got me.
is. I listen to him all the time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I
Yeah, I haven't.
freestyling, people coming up to him. He freestyle, looking at him, talking about what they got on. Yeah, he real good.
Yeah, I have this little clip. So for those of you who want to hear it, it's on my timeline. Go like it. We tried to hire him actually for an event in Vegas, and he was booked. But yeah, definitely. Go like the post. We're going to reach back out to people. Obviously, give him the monetization for his content. But in the future, I think we'll be able to like have that. Like if you share somebody's content, or there's like some type of copyright or something, you can tag that person to get the monetization. I think that's where we're headed with this. But I just wanted to kind of like test out this audio feature with the clip to see if it actually would monetize, because I haven't even tried it yet, and it worked perfectly. So I got 21 reactions, 10 replies, 184 views, and I've got $7.87 for Harry Mack so far. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, the numbers are crazy. Like I think, what's your best video, Big Duke? Was it 7 million? What was the one on TikTok? 9 million? I can't remember. It was a lot of views.
My best video was what's according to what platform, because different videos I do. I just finished explaining this on my live that like the video I did with me and my when my wife was dying, when I said she was dying or whatever, I poisoned her or whatever. That video did 3.4 million views on Facebook. Did 34 did 34,000 on TikTok, but did 1 million on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But my biggest view is a joke I did about my son asking me is women smarter than men. That has 14.7 million views right now.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's all. Yeah, I think
but I got, so as far as million, they just actually, it's so funny because like YouTube actually is gonna make me I think they're doing it because of how fast my YouTube is growing. Because I asked other people who, like, you know what I'm saying, like kind of have got similar subscribers that I have, and they say they never asked them nothing about that, but they was thinking about, they sent me an email about something like the million view man or something like that. And it's like I got like over 20 something videos, 25 I think, like 1 million plus videos. It's crazy.
Yeah, congrats, man. Are you earning? Are you able to earn decent on YouTube yet? Or okay?
Yeah,
That's
actually
good.
I get paid on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. But believe it or not, Facebook I get paid more from Facebook than I do YouTube or TikTok.
Wow, interesting. So like,
because Facebook
pay you now?
Facebook is because Facebook, they have the bonus program and everybody follow TikTok. Of course, TikTok is the lowest paying, but TikTok is also the number one as far as like getting you out there, like for people to see you, to gain some followers.
That algorithm.
It's number one at that. Yeah, right. But as far as paying you, it's the last out of everybody. It's even behind Snapchat. You know what I'm saying? But
everybody's trying to
Facebook's trying to be number one, man. They're not playing.
Yeah.
They got their bonus program. You can make 30,000 every month.
Yeah.
If you can get 50 million views in 1 month, you know what I'm saying? Make how many videos you want.
Do you have to enroll in that? Do you have to like manually enroll in that creators program, or what?
Believe it or not, when you make a page, as long as you start posting some reels, you can go right to your option button and turn it on.
Nice. Okay, so they made that easy. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, they have to do something to keep themselves relevant, because TikTok's eating their lunch right now, and algorithm created. How do you earn on TikTok though? Is it with the reactions when people give you the gold coins during like a live stream or something, or how is that translated?
You can turn that into money. That's what I'm saying. Like I say, me personally, I don't. If you don't, even with I got 517,000 subscribers on TikTok, and have 100,000 views like in one day. I done had like million views. You know what I'm saying? You get a whatever. Like I said, I speak personally still. I don't think even with them having like the lives, because they're telling you now that's the number one thing to do on TikTok. Go live and go battle people and stuff like that. That's how you really, really make your money. I don't go live on TikTok at all. I go live on YouTube. Yeah, my YouTube subscribers are like way more faithful. Like they're in there. Like I get paid good just for my live. But as far as my like I say, as far as just making money, period. Nah, Facebook is hands down. Like for real. Like I post one video like a day and probably skip 2 days. Might post one. Like nowhere near like I used to do on TikTok. I used to post 3 and 4 or 5 videos a day, and nowhere with Facebook. Last month I did one video a day, skip like 2 days, might do one video straight a week, skip the week. You know what I'm saying? Like I never did it every day in December from Facebook.
Yeah.
And
enjoy it while it's still happening. You know, because
so, yeah, it's as long as you don't stop. You got to be consistent. And see, the thing is with me, like over TikTok, I done told over 500 jokes on TikTok alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm very good at creating jokes. I'm very good at redoing any joke anybody send me. I come up with stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's all about just being consistent. So you can't go in there and post anything like that's any platform. You can't go post one time, one month, and then get mad when they send you 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? People don't like to post. Like just like Chris was saying earlier, people are lazy. You know what I'm saying? They want the million, but nobody wants to work for it. Nobody wants to go out and search. Nobody wants to go do this. Nobody wants to be part of crypto, but they want the crypto funds. Nobody wants to SoMee money. They don't want to go sign up for it. You know, it's just you can't be lazy. It's all about being consistent. I'm just consistent with my, you know what I'm saying? Even like I say, it's consistency. I learned that. I had to learn that. And that's what it's just on all platforms, bro. Like all of them.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited because before you came on, we were talking about you, and Crypto Kingdom said, yeah, I think he's got like 1.1 million followers, because we have a new little calculator on our site that we estimate the earnings for creators like yourself. And so I put in the number 1.1 million total number of friends, followers on SoMee, and then calculated with a $1,500 collaborator package for you. And it came out with estimated earnings of $4,015,000 per year. And I would love to see that happen. I mean, I'll say that, and people are asking, well, how could that be? But the beautiful thing with our platform is that we estimate anywhere from 25 to 50 cents per friend or follower per year, up to $3 per friend or follower when you're powered up on one of these larger packages. And that same amount of earnings that's calculated with the top package is at 5.5 million. So I just calculated it. And the reason why is that when you guys earn the tokens and then you end up cashing out on Uniswap, it's bonded to Ethereum. So it takes a lot of pressure off the company for us to have to pay that money, because there's instant liquidity already sitting there. Because Ethereum has anywhere from $5 to $40 billion in 24-hour transactional volume, or maybe it's 20 billion, 5 to 20 billion. But that's a lot of volume. So even if you're cashing out, a couple 100,000, as long as we built up the liquidity pools on our Uniswap, token, the slippage is reduced, and you guys can cash out with minimal slippage. So that's kind of the idea, and that's how it keeps it sustainable. The things that Facebook is doing now isn't really sustainable. They're just trying to, buy the creators to keep them glued to the platform, because they're losing so much engagement right now to TikTok, and they have to do something. But it's not sustainable over time, especially as their stock goes down and stuff like that. But I think as we grow, we have something sustainable for creators like yourself that hopefully can also be super lucrative, like beyond what we imagined.
Right.
Oh, he's definitely going to make 100 grand here minimum.
Yeah, you got to keep going, man. That's one thing about it. It don't matter what platform. Like I say, everybody always say, "Oh, TikTok was first. Everybody's biting them," but hey, somebody got to start it. Somebody got to start something up. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's what we're here for as humans, man. Somebody got to
Let's
create it,
do it.
man. And then somebody
Yeah,
comes along and makes something better, and somebody else comes along, you know, that's what it's all about. We build off
that's what
each
it's
other,
all
man.
about, man. Yeah, that's what it's
Yeah.
all about. So yeah, it's fun, and hey, we're having a good time. We're working hard too, and you know,
And
we
that's
just want
what's
to
up,
create
man.
opportunity. So let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, facts.
Glad to have you, bro. Glad to have you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Thanks for bringing Big Duke in Crypto Kingdom. Appreciate that.
No
Let's get it.
problem.
Let's make
I got
sure
two
that
more,
you
like,
only.
lots of big ones coming. Two more big people coming once they get time to come over here. So
Oh,
yeah.
amazing. Let's make sure that
two
Big
more. I
Duke.
call them big, over a million. I mean, I got one guy with like 4 million, and then most people know the one guy. Most people will know my one buddy, Tom McDonald, because he just blew up lately, and even Elon Musk tweeted about him, and he took off even more. So
Wow.
so if you look at Tom McDonald on YouTube, he was the first guy ever to hit #1 on the Billboard charts. He's a white rapper from Edmonton who moved to LA about 10
Tom.
years ago.
I know Tom McDonald.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he tells people to come over to SoMee, they'll actually like do it. Like half of them. Like his sign up. I mean, just the amount of money he would make. I mean, he doesn't need the money, but I mean, at that point, he's doing all this social media shit anyway for nothing. So, because it's peanuts on the other channels, right? Like, it's just, he's still selling like CDs and stuff. Like, he does everything independently. So, that's why I figured he's doing everything independently. He's got to put up his own money for everything he does. What a better network than this can be, where he can make his own money because he needs his own money because he produces all of his stuff, right? So,
did he do Ghost?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's got a lot of views.
Not my type of music, but hey, I don't care. He's good at everything. I like his music because it's all politics bullshit, true facts in his music.
I was just gonna say that. I would say, nah, he's telling truth and stuff about the politics and stuff, man. That's for real, man.
And I like the Eminem. I like the fact that he there's one that says produced by Eminem. That particular one, he bought the track off Eminem for 100,000 US and then used Eminem's track. And that one got about 26 or 28 million alone views on YouTube. I mean, the funny thing is he's better than he's better than the top rappers out there that are signed that have millions of dollars worth of promos behind them in stores and everywhere you go and ads. And he's better than all these guys, and he just does it all himself. So thank God for YouTube. Like I said earlier, before Big Duke came on, I mean, it gives people an opportunity for a guy like that just wants to do it his own way and prove that you can go places, especially on SoMee. And, like unlike Big Duke and me, where we have I don't have thousands. I mean, I'm in the crypto space, so I think I have about 33,000 followers on all platforms, which is minimal compared to the top people in the world in all spaces. But I mean, you come on to SoMee with nobody, you can instantly make money with your first post by buying a $20 a month package. I've been posting on Twitter, 8,800 tweets. I've got nothing. I don't care, but it's just the point. I mean, I might as well post what I'm posting on Twitter on SoMee. What's the difference? I mean,
and I like the fact that we can boost your post for you. And there's a lot of like for your project that you're launching next week or at the end of the week. It's nice because we do have a lot of crypto centric people that I think have probably found you on our network. So at least it gives you the opportunity to boost some of your posts and get the visibility into your audience, which is cool. So I like seeing that too.
Well, it's all about who you're buying a token from these days, because everybody, we wake up and then I just bought $500 worth of that. We wake up and the whole team's gone. The Telegram group's deleted because these people are 90% of them are scammers that create tokens because there's no barrier to entry. What other business can you get into where you just get Joe Blow to learn how to build a contract online, put a 0.5 ETH in there, then a couple days later in a bull market, holy shit, there's 360,000 in the liquidity pool. Why don't we just shut it off and take the liquidity for ourselves? No one knows who they are. It's all wallet. I mean, it makes stealing so easily. That's why I figured, hey, SoMee is good for me because I can send them right at the bottom of the squidnetwork.online page, right to the SoMee profile. So nobody has to come in the chat and start acting stupid. Who's the developer? What are they? Hey, just read the website.
Yeah, all doxed right there. Yeah, no, it makes sense. We have an identity thing that's coming too, that people will be able to like take their identity, to other platforms in the metaverse, and it's all like, zero knowledge proof type thing, if you want to be more anonymous. So it's kind of some cool stuff that we've been working on. So it's definitely I think will also help in the future on the blockchain, because it's, right now we're doing the verifications and the check mark, and people can, upload some documentation. We don't store any of it, but once we verify, we do the check mark. But there's like a whole nother level to it that'll be coming down the line, which is cool.
Yeah, it can only get, like I said, it's early, so it can only get bigger from here. So whatever anybody's earning now, I mean, just figure it out. 10 times more users is only 700,000 users. So, I mean, we're going to hit that pretty easily. So, yeah.
Well, man, thank you for, for having the AMA. Really appreciate the time, and, looking forward to having you guys continue to post, earn, bring content, launch your, what project, when is your project?
Well, we're doing Squid Network first, because that's the first dApp ever on Ethereum that I just created. That is the dual reward dApp, because the problem on Ethereum was the gas fees were always so high, but that's why I liked it, because it kept people flipping tokens for 2x, because the gas fee would outweigh the profit, right? So I always liked Ethereum better than Binance. But anyways, it's an Ethereum paired token. You get to choose out of my preloaded dApp, out of 14 different rewards, you get to choose 2. And then when you do pay the tax to buy the token, 6% of that tax is delegated towards each token. So I think my dApp defaults to Bitcoin and Shiba Inu. So if you don't ever log into my dApp other than just to collect, and you don't really care which rewards you get, you're going to get Shiba Inu and Bitcoin. And then you go into the dApp where my contract sends it to, and you'll be able to collect and or change those rewards into one of the other 14. Now, for example, once I get going and the volume gets back to like, because I took over Squid Farm, it was called, on Binance, it was doing 50 to 100,000 a day right off the bat in buys and sells. So it was doing pretty good volume in dollars. If I added SoMee, let's say we added the Ethereum paired SoMee into the dApp, that puts buy pressure on your token. For anybody that buys Squid Network and picks SoMee as one of their 2 rewards, that puts buy pressure onto your token, if you see what I'm saying. Because,
that's super cool.
Because 3% of the buys is going to 3% of all the people that pick SoMee as their reward, which when my contract executes, it has to buy your token to put in my dApp for them to collect. So it gives you automatic buys. I mean, just one person using it gives you buys, because they're going to get paid a reward for holding the token. So as I build up more people holding SoMee, of course, I can't force them to choose. They're going to all choose whatever. That's why I don't want to have too many. I give them nice stable coin and some other kind of like ones like Saitama, where it's not really it's a paired coin, a token, but it's a stable token, where it had $1 billion market cap at one point, or 800 million or whatever it was at. So I put some real good ones on there, where the idea is not only are you going to make money with the Squid Network token, you're going to make money 3 ways, because you're also getting rewards at low right now. Like, you're going to pick up SoMee if you pick that at half a cent or whatever the price is. But what are those tokens? The whole thing is like we said before, what are those tokens that you choose going to be worth down the road? Like, I could pick XRP and SoMee. So now I have 3 chances. Besides, I can hold the Squid Network token, but as I'm holding it, as long as Squid Network has good volume, I'm making money, even if Squid Network's price stays the same. Even if the market cap stays at $1 million or 2, they're making money on the stable ones or whatever they chose, because down the road, these things are going to take off. So that's up to the person. They got nobody to blame but themselves, but I'm giving them, I think I got about 14 preloaded in the dApp right now.
Nice.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, like some real big stable ones. But like I said to everybody, hey, these are all down right now. Even if they all just go back to the all-time high, you're going to 10x, 11x, just on the ones. Not too many tokens other than the price going up. You can't really make, they say they have utility, but do they? I mean, this one, it's pretty cool. There's no other Ethereum project out there that gives you 2 rewards, and it's a choice in a DApp already for you. This way I bypass having to have high gas fees distributing the rewards. So I distribute them once a day to the DApp, and then they go in and collect them. Now, they don't have to collect them once a day. They can let the rewards build up to 200. Even if the project was run by a cheater, let's say, and I pulled the project, at that point, I can't pull your reward because the reward's already in the DApp. And on the, all you have to do is collect them and make the last thing onto your chain. You know what I mean? Like the last gas fee, collect them. So your earnings are never going anywhere outside of the token itself. So
what's the project URL?
Squid. I'm still not done the website, but you can check it out. Squidnetwork.online. Squid Network. It's like Squid Game, but Squid Network. Yeah, squidnetwork.online. I'm just doing some finishing. Website design is not my. I mean, it's looking better. It's looking real good now, but it's hard to lay out a blank page when you're not an artist. So it's like but it's taking shape. I mean, it's starting to look the way I want it to look. I mean, my whole thing was I'll never get a website exactly the way I want it, but the most important thing is, does it load properly on every device? I've gone to professional companies' websites before that are worth $1 billion, let's say market cap, and it doesn't load right on the Android, and it doesn't load right on a tablet. Like they've got 3 out of 4 devices right, and then the last one, a couple of the links don't line up, like they're up in the things like that drive me crazy. So I was just looking for perfection that, hey, now that I got the website up, let's see how it looks on an Android. Let's see how it looks on an iOS. Let's see how it looks on a tablet, like how everything displays. Yeah. So it's starting to look good to me. I mean, I look at it on an Android for the most part, and it looks, and then if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see the SoMee link.
Yeah, no, I saw that. That's cool.
So it's starting to take shape. I mean, I'm trying to make it clean, and then I have 3D guys that'll be part of the first NFT collection. So I kind of have better art than anybody else, and it's running like a Squid Game type meme project. But this one actually has, I mean, this DApp was not easy to make. I thought it would be easy, but I realize now why nobody else had something like this on Ethereum, because this has been hours and hours and hours of work. But I figure, if I'm going to put out a product, it's got to be a decent product. So yeah, it's got to be a reason to hold the token other than, can Chris get the price up or can't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No,
some projects take off, some don't. I see projects every day that are identical of another project, just with a different name. One's at 300,000 and one's at 30 million. So obviously there's, but it's the same project. It's just a different name, right? Like it does the same functions. So, and of course my DApp, I can add to the DApp. Like it's not just the only thing I can do with the DApp. I can keep adding features to it as I move forward. So
that's amazing, man.
And of course, I put Black Panther Project, my other project, in there as one of the rewards. So when Black Panther Project starts, when Squid's at 1 million or 2, that's going to put buy pressure on my other project. So I'm kind of just helping out people that I know. Like I said, I'll put your token in there once it's on Ethereum. And then projects that are good, people that I know, and projects that I think that, hey, wait, if somebody takes this one right now at this market cap, they're going to 10 to 100x. Like I want people to make money here. That's the idea of it. I don't want people to lose. I want them to make. So
we can add our SoMee DAO token on here if you want. That'd be super cool.
What chain is that? What chain is that? Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
All you have to do is you guys just have to send me the name of it. Just send me the link on whatever it is, if it's on CoinMarketCap or whatever.
That'll make Chris B. I don't think Chris B is still here, but that'll make Chris B happy, who was asking.
Yeah, I mean, that'll show people. And then when I have AMAs inside the group, there's already like 1,200 people in the Squid Network group. I'm going to grow that to 10,000 easily. So
amazing.
Then when I have an AMA with that, I'm going to talk about, in my AMAs for the actual project, I'll talk about why those particular tokens were in stable coins were chose as the, choices for you guys as you buying the token, basically, like why I chose those ones over other ones, basically, so plus some are just impossible to do. Like some of the ones that aren't really XRP wasn't easy to do because it's not on Ethereum, but Because every time you make a small change like that and a contract, boys, there's a lot of work in the back end because it's a trial and error thing because no one has this. We're not copying somebody else. There's
Welcome
nobody
to my
copy.
world.
Yeah. So it's like, wait a minute, 1 week turned into 2, turned into a month so far every day. So but it's worth it. I want to have just good stuff that nobody else has. Anybody can just put a token out that does nothing. That's not hard.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's that. I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, that's just my idea of. I always wanted to have a token. I always wanted the tokens that I had, like SafeMoon, or at least while I'm holding it, I'm getting something in return while I'm waiting for the price to go up. You know what I mean? Like I always wanted. So I made something how I wanted it because I wasn't seeing it from anybody else. Hey, while I'm waiting, why don't I get 2 different rewards of my choice rather than I just made Squid Network. It just pays out Squid Grow or something else, and you can't change it. So if you don't like Squid Grow and you don't want to accumulate Squid Grow, why would you buy Squid Network? This way, I'm not eliminating anybody off the table because there's all XRP fans. There's people who like Bitcoin. There's some people who like Ethereum but not Bitcoin and vice versa. This way, you get 2 choices of your choice. So I'm not forcing anybody. Like there's good projects out there that pay XRP, but if XRP dies, that project dies. You know what I mean? If something happened to XRP, which I hope it doesn't because I have a lot of it. But I mean, and if I don't like XRP, why would I buy your token if it just pays XRP? I'm not interested. So
when somebody chooses, like for example, when somebody chooses XRP on your DApp and executes the automatic buys, where does it buy from necessarily?
Like my contract buys from XRP's contract. He's just deciding which one to buy from. So mine every 24 hours, that's why it was hard to build. So if you get 3% of each one, so let's say we did $100,000 worth of volume and 6% goes to rewards for the day, that means $6,000 worth of rewards get distributed. And my basically bot or contract, which is basically a robot because we're not manually doing it, goes in and buys the amounts and then distributes them accordingly. Like if I have $1 million worth of token and Big Duke has 800,000, it knows to give me 972 tokens and him 954 tokens. Like it's pretty advanced actually for what it does. Yeah. I mean, and then when my trading bot comes out, that's even crazier. So
did you build the trading bot too?
Well, me and my guy have been working on it for over a year. So if anybody wants to copy it, they can go ahead. It's not, and they see how much money it costs. But yeah, I mean, it's and it's not a trading bot that you think. This trades based on what you tell it to do. I'm never trying to build a bot where, you know, you see everybody sees these ones advertising where it's like you use this bot and it's going to go in and buy you Bitcoin bot. And then sell it for you and make you money. Oh yeah,
arbitrage bot.
I'd adopt these robots and feed them every day if they did that. You know, like I give them Lamborghinis to drive, and now I don't have to work. It's not that easy. They make mistakes. So my trade bot for $5 a month, you set the price and it will do the work for you, but you still have to tell it. So if we all bought in here today Bitcoin at 23,000 US, let's say we can put a low price and a high price. So we don't want to lose everything. So if this thing starts to tank, we want out at 17 or 17.5. Yeah. And then if it goes green, we can have a green and a red basically. And we want out at 32K basically. So if we go on vacation or we're busy with our offline stuff and we just happen to miss one of these surges the token takes, we don't have to worry. For $5 a month, this is a lifesaver basically.
I love that. Yeah, it's still a little bit of manual stuff, but
I can't claim that a robot's going to do the work for you. That's ridiculous, and it doesn't work.
On autopilot, at least once you configure it, you know.
Yeah, and you just have to paste in the contract address into the DApp for that. It's part of the Black Panther project, and you just have to, like I said, grab that contract address of any token, plug it into my DApp, and then the price of that in real time will come up. It'll grab it off. I can't remember if we're using Coin. I don't think we're using CoinMarket. There's more accurate ones out there than CoinMarketCap because it's got to be as close to real time as possible. And then you just set those numbers. So it's all up to you. The screw up is only on you because our bot works, but you got to tell it what to do. But then once you set it, you can set it. And I think for $5 a month, we give you 10 or 15 projects at once. Like this could save you a lot of money. I mean,
Yeah, for
I mean,
$5.
that's the idea. That's why I want to keep it cheap, $5 a month, and get 100,000 users on it pretty quick. I mean, do the
Yeah.
math.
We'll
I
want to
don't need to
integrate
charge
some
more
of
than
these
$5.
into SoMee. We'll want to integrate them in, or at least run some campaigns on them so we can help boost your projects as well.
Yeah, it's pretty good because I didn't launch it 6 months ago when it was completed, and everybody's like, "Why haven't you launched that bot yet?" Because I didn't want regret that my referral system that had to be built separately for the bot wasn't built. So I didn't want guys that were big guys in crypto that brought maybe 500 users onto the bot. Wait a minute, now it pays 10% for referral, and I can't go back and you can't go back in time and say and figure this out because we're dealing with wallet addresses. That's how it's going to work. So I just didn't want to screw anybody over, basically, that brought a lot of people onto it. So I think offering 10% and you get a whole bunch of people under you, yeah, you're going to make 50. It's only 50 cents a month per person. But man, it can pay for yours just with 10 people under you. Like it's only $5. But I mean, it's really going to make people push it out there if they have, how it works with referrals. People won't do anything unless you give them something. I mean, realistically.
Yeah, we're excited to participate in that for sure.
I mean, for $5, I just want to keep it affordable, not like Netflix. I mean, I use a box now for $10 a month. It gets 38,000 channels, and I don't feel guilty at all because I've been paying these cable companies hundreds and thousands of dollars for years. This guy gave me a box in Toronto like years ago. It's this tiny little box, kicks the shit out of all the rest. It's a formula. I can send anybody the picture of it and get anybody one if they want an HD box. Works in basically anywhere. I mean, I got buddies in Mexico that use it. North America, South America. It's $160 Canadian for the HD box. It's about 4" by 4". You plug it in, hook it up to your internet and HDMI, and that's it. I mean, you just hook it up to your internet through Wi-Fi. You literally get 48,000 TV channels. I mean, this guy's got about 30,000 of these out. Is it illegal? Yeah, but fuck. People got sick in Canada paying $180 a month. Well, that's what it is. People are willing to pay $10-15 a month for TV, and they're not willing to pay. Like my dad pays about $160-$180 a month for cable. He doesn't even get a tenth of the channels I get. Like I was watching the Meekum car auctions there from Kissimmee, Florida, for 2 weeks there. Ran in the first couple of weeks of January because I usually watch the Barrett Jackson. I couldn't get that on regular TV because it was on Discovery. Discovery Velocity is the name of the channel. I couldn't get Discovery Velocity unless I just ordered that channel separately. So I'm like, screw that. I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV. That's why I canceled my cable TV in 2012 because I was never at home. I mean, and then my dogs want attention. I just don't watch TV. I watch a movie, back when we had DVDs when we grew up, right? Like I have all the DVDs in the closet and they're worthless now. But anyways, so, like I grew up when E.T. was in the movie theater in Return of the Jedi, right? Like I'm a dinosaur. So,
all right.
But the 80s movies is what I want to watch. And a lot of the time they never play the movies I want to watch on regular cable TV. Now this has a video on demand. You literally go into a movie collection and you search the movies.
Oh, legit.
So like I said, if anybody's interested, just DM me. It's not like you're not going to get in trouble because I watched the UFC on a crisp as hell the other night, like Saturday night, the UFC. Perfect.
Wow, yeah.
It's called Formula is the box. I can send anybody a picture of it. It's literally, it's nice because it's not one of those ugly things that takes up a lot of room by your TV. It's like literally 4" by 4" square. It's got one white light on it. And you go to live TV or video on demand, and that's it. And you can pick sports events, news, and you can choose what country you're in. So maybe you want Mandarin or Chinese, whatever.
$10 a month, you said?
Yeah, $10 Canadian a month. That's what it's one of my customers offline. It's one of my customers offline. He's got them right in the store, right on the shelf. So it can't be too bad. I mean, he's got them right there in the open, and he's been like that for 3-4 years. He's got about 15,000 people on it.
I feel like the 80s, they're just like, it was magic, man. Like the way that they made movies back then, it just doesn't compare today.
Yeah, I watched the new Top Gun today on that box, and my girlfriend and I watched it early in the afternoon. I had a couple hours off, and I stopped watching it like an hour in. I mean, I guess people like airplanes and stuff. They love that movie because it did huge numbers. But I didn't like it compared to I wasn't a huge Top Gun #1 fan, but I mean, I'm always going to go back to Top Gun Part 1 over the new one. I don't know what it is. It's just me, I guess. Picky. I don't know. I'm more of a horror movie guy, like Halloween and stuff like that. Chucky. I like real. I like real acting, like Chucky, like dolls and stuff running around with knives. That's what I like. So, yeah.
That's great.
I gotta stay awake or I fall asleep. Like the new Top Gun was just like I said. If you're into airplanes and stuff, and Tom Cruise, I'm not into Tom Cruise. So what?
Right.
You know. So
Yeah.
I mean, he made 450 million, so good for him. So, you know.
Yeah, he won on that deal.
Yeah. So yeah, anybody wants one, just let me know. It's easy to get.
I'm definitely going to DM you. Awesome, man.
Yeah,
Well, you know, I appreciate this AMA. I know we've run a little long, but it's always interesting talking to you, Kingdom. I mean, this is always
Strange guy.
Yeah,
Very
we get into
person.
a variety of discussion, but it's fun. I always have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, because I can talk about anything, and that's why people DM me. I have no boundaries, and I don't have predetermined opinions on anything other than the rigged election, which I know is rigged. Other than that, I don't make unless I do research, heavy research. I make no opinion on anything. You know, other people jump in. You know how people say I'm going to ape into this token. I don't ape into shit because I would never buy anything just based on what other people are doing. You know, unless I knew these people and they're rich offline already from buying tokens. What do I care what somebody says in Telegram to buy? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I do
Exactly.
research on everything to give everybody fair chance before I make an assessment on anything. That's how I live my life, because I used to lend money to people and then I never got paid back by anybody. And I thought to myself, geez, if I keep doing this, I'm going to be the one broke and they're going to have $1 million house because, you know, you just keep helping people out. And just because you're a nice guy, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, I got to like change. I can't just keep doing this. Like I'm giving people $3 grand, $5 grand. Then magically they forget my number, you know, after 9 years. So it's like, you know, so then it's like, hey man, this is every man for themselves. I shouldn't have to help. Like I'll help people out and show them how I make money. But I mean, if I got to give another grown man who made bad decisions in his life money, I mean, if you come to me with a business idea, no problem. But put it on paper, spend 5 minutes. But like I said earlier, as we all know, people won't put in the time. I mean, they'll come up to you, hey, give me 10 grand, Big Duke. Why do you want 10 grand for Big Duke? Because I know he's making 200 grand a month on SoMee. So give me 10.
Right.
So if you don't give me 10, you're an asshole, Big Duke. Like, because that's how it goes. I mean, we can make videos about this because that's how people are. Like I've had people turn on me because I won't give them money. But not even a bit. But I didn't even go to Big Duke with a business proposal. I guarantee it. If he makes money and I put it all on paper and we go to a lawyer's office and do it properly, and he's rich one day, he will give me money if I needed it, if I do it properly, because I would do the same. But if I just show up at his house at 1 a.m, missing a shoe and say, give me 20 grand, he's going to kick me in the head. So, you know, that's what these people are like. So, I mean, I don't feel sorry for anybody nowadays because the opportunities are out there, but I mean, people rather sleep. So
I feel like there's some good content coming out of this for Big Duke, like some good.
Yeah, wait till I get back down in Florida. I'm the hidden comedian with no personality. Yeah. All right, so everybody have a good night. If anybody needs me, you can DM me. I'm going to work with Dallas on other people bringing on board, like big users. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. Everybody's just kind of lazy in January, so it's expected.
Yeah.
So I'm working on Tom McDonald, and I got to check my messages. I'm working on like 2 or 3 that have like 3 million plus. So
amazing. Well, we're
I just want to bring people in that can bring people in for sure. I mean, because there's some people out there where I don't even like them, but I mean, you want to bring people in that are like, hey, this guy puts a video up. Not only does he get 10,000 views in the first few minutes, he gets like 7,300 likes out of the 10,000. Like his people aren't lazy; they'll actually engage in the like button. You know what I mean? Right. So that's what we want. We don't just want views. We want people that actually interact with the system. So
exactly, yeah. The engagement and keeping it variety. That's all what it's all about. So look forward to it, guys. Thanks for the time and
anytime.
Good to connect. Let's do it again.
Okay, thanks to everybody that came in. I mean, I know we don't have a normal crowd in here because it's usually 100 plus, but hey, once everything goes back to normal and everybody's happy and this COVID and everything ends, we'll be back to normal on here. But in the meantime, you know, DM all your friends and show them SoMee, and that's all we can do. So
Let's do it.
plug it
For
away.
sure.
Okay, have a good night. I
All
got
right.
it recorded. I'll paste
Good
it
night.
over to you.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yep.
Thanks for
Appreciate
coming.
it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah,
guys.
for sure.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.